Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music, and George and Gracie. Here they are. Well, while George is reading his morning paper in the front room, we find Gracie in the library. She's engaged in writing a letter when the library door opens and a man enters. He is tall, good-looking, and obviously very intelligent despite his youth. Hi, Gracie.
Hello, Bill. Come on in.
Well, I won't bother you, Gracie. I see you're writing a letter.
Oh, I'll be through with it in a minute. Listen, how does this sound? I'm mad about you, sweetheart. I can't live without you. I must have you for my own. Did I get over the idea that I like him?
Like him? For goodness sakes, who are you writing that to?
Big Jake.
Big Jake? Big Jake who?
I don't know. I never met him.
Well, then, Gracie, how do you know you can't live without him?
Well, it says so in this letter I'm writing.
I'm beginning to see why George always looks like he was just slugged by a commando.
Hello, Gracie.
Hello, Tootsie.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Hello, Tootsie.
Gracie, did Big Jake write? Is there a letter for my sweetheart?
Your sweetheart? I thought he was Gracie's.
Oh, Bill, how could you think such a thing? Big Jake is going to marry Tootsie.
Well, then how come Gracie was writing to him?
Bill, it's like this. You see, I joined this Lonely Hearts Club.
Oh, a Lonely Hearts Club.
Yes, and they told her about a man in Peoria who was crazy to get married.
Uh-huh. And they advised me to send in my picture, so I did.
Uh-huh. And what did the man do after he got the picture?
He dropped out of the club.
I see.
Well, I was about to give up in despair when a letter came addressed to Miss 23. That's my Lonely Hearts number.
I didn't think it was your age, Tootsie.
Oh, no, my age is 22.
Oh, pardon me.
Well, anyway, this letter was from Big Jake. He asked for my picture, too, but this time I didn't take any chances.
No, she sent him a picture of the Dharma girl.
Oh, really? Which one? Rita Hayworth?
No.
Hetty Lamar?
No.
Betty Grable?
No, but she's getting warmer.
Well, I give up, Gracie. Who?
Me.
Oh.
Yes, it was a picture she'd given me, autographed with all my love, Gracie. So now he thinks my name is Gracie, and she has to write my love letter so the handwriting will match.
Oh, well, now I get it. Well, Tootsie, did he send you his picture?
No, but I'm sure he's just my type. He's somewhere between 18 and 70, and he's single.
And Bill, he writes that he's a lonely rancher in Wyoming, and he has over 10,000 head of cattle.
Oh, I'm so thrilled.
Well, you should be. Imagine getting married and surrounded with beef at the same time.
Yes. Beef and married are awfully hard to get this year.
Well, Tootsie, if you're planning to get married soon, there are certain things which every young girl should know.
Oh, really, Bill? What are they?
Oh, Gracie, you're married. What about George?
Well, I'll explain them to him later.
Well, goodbye, Tootsie, and I hope you'll be very happy as Mrs. Say, you don't even know that fellow's last name.
Oh, that's all right. To me, he's just Big Jake.
Uh-huh. Well, Tootsie, if he marries you, he's one of the biggest Jakes I ever heard of.
Oh, hello, Mr. Postman.
Good morning, Mr. Burns. You're quite a stranger.
Yeah, we don't see each other very often. Any mail this morning?
Your wife usually greets me at the door. She's a wonderful woman. You lucky dog.
Yeah, that she is. Any mail for me?
She and I are kindred spirits. We have the same jolly devil-may-care outlook on life.
Did you bring any mail?
She's very thoughtful, too. She always inquires about my health.
Look, Mr. Postman, is there any mail?
Most people just ignore it, but I find my health very interesting.
Okay. How's your health?
Oh, nice of you to ask.
Yes.
My health is always superb, Mr. Burns.
Superb, yes.
I'll wager that a few men can equal me for sheer animal virility.
Fine. Now, what kind of mail did you bring us?
Just a letter for your wife. Here you are.
Say, this must be a mistake. It's addressed to Gracie Allen, Lonely Hearts, number 23.
It's no mistake, Mr. Burns. She gets lots of those Lonely Heart letters, and sends them, too.
She does?
Yes, a form of innocent amusement, I suppose.
Innocent amusement? Women don't join those clubs unless they're Well, unless they're looking for romance.
Gosh, I never thought of that. But now that I look at you more closely...
Never mind. Gee, this is terrible. What about this letter? Should I open it?
I think you've got a right to open it. You're the one who made her lonesome.
Yeah, I'll open it. My darling angel dream girl, I just can't stand it no longer. When I look at the picture you sent me, I tremble so bad that I spill my victuals all over myself. So, honey, I'm coming to take you away. Big Jake, the Lonesome Ranger. Oh, no. I can't believe it. Gracie wouldn't leave me. She's used to me.
Well, I'll be going. Goodbye, Mr. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Keep smiling, he says.
Well, George was pretty upset by Big Jake's letter, so now he's on his way to the office of the Lonely Hearts Club to find out if Gracie is really a member.
Good afternoon, Lonely Hearts. Oh, hello, number 39. What, another one? We just got your husband last week. Oh, I see. All right, goodbye.
Is 39 getting rid of her husband already?
Yeah, she used up all his ration points.
Oh, gee, this rationing is so confusing. Red stamps, blue stamps. What's it all about?
You're such a dope, Delorma. The blue stamps are for canned goods, and the red stamps are for butter, cheese, cooking fats, and meat.
Meat, huh? You mean with these stamps, I don't have to let the butcher kiss me anymore?
No. Now the government gives you the right to slap his face.
Oh, well. Well, what about all these letters on the stamps?
Well, you see...
I beg your pardon, miss. Is this the Lonely Hearts Club?
Yeah, sit right down, Pop. We'll try to get you a wife. It won't be easy, but we'll try.
Now, wait a minute. I didn't...
We got a new customer, Delorma.
Yeah, ain't he a pip?
I'll say. You better fill out a practically impossible card.
Oh, see here, miss.
Ethel, you didn't finish explaining to me about the letters on those red stamps.
Look, miss.
Look, Delorma, each letter stands for a different week. The first week, A's were good. This week, B's are good. Plus any A's you have left over.
Look,
Oh, well,
miss.
I get it. And next week, C's are good.
Sure, and whatever A's and B's you got left over.
Look,
Oh,
miss.
well, that's simple. And then the fourth week, the D's are good, plus any of the others I've still got, huh?
Yeah, but you better use them up by the end of the fourth week, because after that they're canceled. The fifth week you start with the E stamps.
Oh, well, I give up.
Don't give up, Pop. We'll get your wife. Say, how would you like a nice fat Indian squaw named Princess Moose Jaw?
Look, I don't want any Indians.
Look who's being choosy.
Girls, all I'm interested in is one woman.
Well, at your age, that ought to be plenty.
Do me a favor. Just look up number 23 in your file and tell me who she is.
Okay, Pop. Number 23. Oh, here we are. Say, you really picked one. This is the man craziest female in the whole club.
She is?
Yeah, her number ought to be P38. What a pursuit job!
Is her name Gracie?
No, it's Tootsie Sadwell.
Oh, so that's it. Oh, boy. Then my wife does love me. So long, girls.
Gee, Ethel, did you hear that? He's got a wife.
Well, she wasn't our client. She can't sue us.
I'm worried, Gracie. Suppose Big Jake doesn't like me when he finds out I'm not you.
Well, you've got to make him like you. On the day you meet him, why don't you wear a very short skirt?
Oh, Gracie.
Well, I mean a Tootsie. Most Western men are bow-legged, and he'll see right away that you and he have something in common. Oh, I'll answer it, Tootsie.
Oh, number 23, my little prairie flower.
My goodness, you must be number 97, Big Jake.
Yeah, I'm Big Jake, all right. Miss Gracie, may I call you Miss Gracie?
Why, certainly, Mr. Big.
Oh, I'm a man of action, Miss Gracie. Come to my big, strong arms.
Oh, please.
Please, stop that, Big Jake. You let go of her.
Oh, I beg your pardon, ma'am. I didn't see you. Gosh, I sure didn't mean to hug your daughter right in front of you.
My daughter?
Oh, Tootsie isn't my mother. She's single. She's extremely single.
Yes, and I'm crazy about Westerners.
That's right. Of course, she likes Easterners and Northerners and Southerners, too, but her favorite is a man with wide open spaces.
Well, that's fine, but it's you I came to get, Gracie, honey, and I can't wait no longer. The doggy of desire is a-frisking around in the corral of my heart.
Oh, really? I'll bet it tickles.
Come on, honey. Come on, get your duds packed and let's hit the trail.
Well, Big Jake, you see, I'm not, oh, my goodness, Tootsie, look.
What, Gracie?
Oh, coming up the walk, my Husband.
I know what that was.
You do?
Yep, that was spelling.
Yes. Big Jake, you better step in the next room.
Oh, what for, honey?
Well, there's a brush salesman coming up the walk, and, well, we're not married yet, and I like to try the brushes on before I buy them.
Yeah, come on, Big Jake.
Oh, thank goodness. Hello, George.
Gracie, I have a confession to make. This morning, I thought you were in love with another man. In fact, I got so upset, I went right out to buy you a box of candy.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. Then I discovered it was Tootsie, not you, so naturally I didn't buy the candy.
Oh, naturally, yeah. That's the trouble with you husbands. You never buy candy for your wives unless you're jealous.
Well, that's right.
Oh, Big Jake, come on in, Big Jake. Your little prairie flower is waiting.
Oh, I know you couldn't wait no longer, honey. Come to my big strong arms.
Hey, what is this? Let go of her.
George, make it assorted chocolate with plenty of nuts.
Oh. Now, look, Jake, I'm telling you for the last time, you can't marry Gracie. She's my wife.
But doggone it, I gotta take a gal back home with me. Them there hills are mighty lonely.
Well, Tootsie's the girl you've been writing to. Take her.
Them there hills ain't that lonely.
But, Jake, beauty is only skin deep, and Tootsie will lose most of hers the first time she rides a horse.
Yes, it's bound to be an improvement.
I ain't interested.
Oh, Jake, don't you get tired of looking at the faces of those same old cows every day?
I sure do.
Well, then, Tootsie's just what you need, a new face.
Yes, please marry me, Jake.
Yes, please marry her, Jake.
For Pete's sake, marry her, Jake.
No, sir. I ain't gonna do it.
Jake, if you don't marry Tootsie, you can go to jail.
What are you talking about?
Breach of promise. We have it in writing that you promised to marry Lonely Heart number 23. Well, that's Tootsie.
Why, George, that's wonderful. Why, you're the smartest man I ever met and married.
Yes, I get an idea every 4 or 5 years.
Well, which will it be, Jake? Either you marry Tootsie or you spend the rest of your life in prison.
Doggone it, that's a mighty tough choice to make.
Well, you won't like prison, Jake. I've seen what it's like in the movies, and it's awful. The only nice thing about it is that Humphrey Bogart is always in the next cell.
You better think it over, Jake.
Yep. Every day they come in and shine lights in your eyes and say, "Where were you on the night of July 6th?" And then they hit you over the head with a blue jacket.
You better think it over, Jake.
I ain't gonna marry that gal.
Keep trying, sweetheart. I'll answer the door. Oh, come on in, Bill.
Oh, what's doing, George?
Well, we're trying to sell a guy on the idea of marrying Tootsie Sagwell.
Oh, well, brother, if you can do that, you can sell soda pop to W.C. Fields.
Say, Bill, maybe you can help.
Yeah?
Tell this fella that you're crazy about Tootsie, and he won't think she's such a mess.
Oh, George, only a heel could do that.
But you'd get rid of Tootsie.
And I'm just the heel who can do it. Come on.
Well, come on.
Tootsie. Tootsie, my darling. They tell me you're leaving me to marry another man. Is this true, my beloved?
Huh?
And this must be the lucky guy. Big Jake. Congratulations, partner.
Now, wait a minute. I ain't planning to marry
now,
no...
Jake, you're a Westerner, a rancher, so I'm going to talk your language. Tootsie Sagwell is pure stock.
She is?
Pure stock.
A thoroughbred, huh?
Pure stock.
Yes, sir, a thoroughbred. Why, Jake, I'll put Tootsie up against any horse in your corral. The looks, speed, stamina, appetite?
Bill, please. I feel like I ought to neigh for him.
Big Jake, I can truthfully say that if you marry Tootsie Sagwell, you'll be getting the prettiest, the fairest flower in all the land.
Really?
Absolutely.
Bill, the man wants a wife.
Of course he wants a wife. And that's not all you want, Big Jake. By and by, you'll want some little, growing up around the house, right?
Oh, sure.
Oh, marry her, Jake. Marry her, and, well, don't mind these tears in my eyes. The best man won. I loved her, yes, but you loved her more.
Why, Bill, I didn't know you felt that way.
Yes. Oh, well, that's life.
Partner, I want to thank you. If you hadn't spoke your piece, I might have walked out on this little gal.
No.
Yep. But if she meant that much to a good-looking feller like you, she must have hidden charms. Tootsie, let's get hitched. What do you say?
Hallelujah.
You can say that again.
Yes. You know where we can find a parson, honey?
Do I? I've got a map of the city with everyone marked in case of emergency. Come on.
Yes, take her, Big Jake, and know that with her you take a piece of my heart. Bless you both. I wish you happiness. The happiness I can never know without Tootsie.
Well, goodbye, everybody.
Oh, wait, stop.
What's wrong, Gracie?
Well, you can't do it, Tootsie. You can't marry Big Jake. You're breaking Bill's heart. Bill, you've got to marry her. He loves you, Tootsie.
Gracie, Bill just said that.
I know, I heard him, and it was beautiful.
Gracie, I think I'd better go ahead and marry Big Jake. You know what they say about a bird in the hand.
Well, I don't care how much moss it gathers.
Moss? Look, Gracie.
Oh, Tootsie, you'll just have to marry Bill right away.
Now, wait a minute, Gracie. I'm not in love with Tootsie. I just said that to get Big Jake steamed up.
You did?
Yes.
Well, then I'm a-calling this deal off. And what's more, I'm a-leaving.
And I'm a-going with you.
And I'm a-going, too.
Oh, Gracie, there he goes. And now I'll never be a prairie flower.
Oh, poor Tootsie. Do you want a handkerchief?
No, I want a man.
Tootsie, if I can think of a way to get you a man, will you stop crying?
Yes.
Well, let me see now. We could... No. Well, why don't we... No, we'll try that. Well, Tootsie, you know something?
What?
You better stop crying again. Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music, and George and Gracie. Here they are.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's purer than finest Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen, Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music. Well, spring is here, and like most other housewives, Gracie is in the attic of the Burns home, starting in on her spring cleaning. However, most other housewives would consider the feather duster she's using quite unusual, to say the least.
Now, do you get the idea, Herman? Uh-huh. All right. Now, you just back up to the furniture and wiggle your tail until it's all dusted. Understand? Uh-huh. And that way I won't have to vacuum the whole place. I'll just have to vacuum you. All right, now, we'll start with this old trunk. Wiggle away, Herman. Oh, no, Herman. The dust is flying all over the place. You've got to dust more carefully. Wiggle your tail slowly and deliberately. All right, Herman, that's enough. That's do that, huh? Stop it. It isn't dignified. How do you think Mama would look doing a thing like that? Herman, I think you've been seeing entirely too many Dorothy L'Amour pictures.
How are you getting on, dear?
Oh, fine, George. Herman, you may go to your room now. Go on, Herman.
What's with him?
Oh, he's been wiggling his tail in a way no gentleman would dream of.
Really? Well, he ought to be taught a lesson. Let's eat him.
Oh, George. You shouldn't say that. Our little duck has been working his feathers to the bone.
Oh, sure.
Well, now that you're here, you can help me clean out this trunk.
Gee, look at all this junk. What is it anyhow?
Treasures from the garden of memory.
Well, maybe we could weed the garden a little. Look, here's a big china doll. One you had when you were a kid, huh?
No, that belonged to my brother Willie.
Your brother Willie played with dolls?
Oh, he wasn't a sissy, just bashful. He was afraid he wouldn't know what to do on a date with a girl, so he got a doll to practice with.
Did it help him?
No, not very much. On his first date with a girl, he turned her upside down to make her say mama.
That's a very bright Willie. What's in this envelope? On the outside it says, my dearest memory.
Oh, well, that's the very first note you ever wrote me.
Really?
We went to the drugstore, and we each had an ice cream soda, and after we finished the sodas, you wrote that note and gave it to me. Don't you remember what it said?
I love you, baby.
No. I owe you 20 cents.
I really had the gift of expression in those days.
Uh-huh.
Say, can't we get rid of this trash, honey? I really don't see any reason for hanging on to this old tin dipper.
Oh, I couldn't part with that dipper, George. It's a very intimate souvenir of the day we were married.
Well, what do you mean?
I filled it with cold water and threw it on my mother when she had hysterics.
Dear old mother.
Oh, George, look what I found. The yearbook of your graduating class in school. Don't you want to see your class picture?
Show it to Bill.
Yeah, let's see it, Gracie. Which one is George?
Oh, Bill, it's easy to find. Just pick out the handsome, most intelligent-looking boy in the picture.
Well, let's see. I'd say this kid right here.
Correct. And that's George right in back of him.
Should have recognized him. I think he's still wearing that suit. Let's see what they say about him, Gracie. They always do a paragraph on each boy in these school annuals.
All right, now wait a minute and I find him. William Walsh, baseball team, 2 years. Alan Smith, basketball team, 3 years. Oh, here it is. George Burns, debating team, 1 debate.
Well, read what it says.
All right. George Burns, golden voice orator of our
Golden
debating...
voiced? Well, maybe there is gold in George's voice. After all, they get gold from gravel. Go ahead, Gracie.
George Burns, golden voice orator of our debating team, will undoubtedly become one of our finest lawyers after graduation.
Lawyer? George, a lawyer? Oh, they really missed the boat with that prophet.
Yes, they certainly... Hey, wait a minute. Was it their mistake or mine?
What do you mean?
Well, George should have been a lawyer, and I talked him into going into show business with me. I've wrecked his career.
Oh, yeah? You don't know where I can get mine wrecked like that, do you?
Oh, Bill, this is terrible. George was meant to be a lawyer. Why didn't I see it? All my friends did. They always said that George was no actor.
Well, I agree with that, but don't worry about his legal career.
Don't worry about it. Why, Bill, look at the years George has wasted. Years when he should have been standing before a jury, dressed in his long black plaintiff, while he convicted client after client.
But Gracie...
Bill, my duty is clear. I launched George on his legal career today. This terrible mistake would never have happened if I listened to my father.
Your father?
Yes, he told me time and time again to take George into court.
Oh, I see. Well, there's no reasoning with Gracie once she gets an idea. She even had business cards printed and is now going from house to house soliciting clients.
Yes, ma'am?
Good afternoon. I have one of my husband's cards.
Let's see. George Burns, attorney, solicitor, advocate, barrister, jurist, and counselor, Also handles law cases.
He's a lawyer, you see. Can you use his services?
Oh, no, ma'am. Here's your card back.
Oh, but don't you ever want to sue anybody?
No, ma'am. Nobody ever does anything to me. Good day.
Should I? Yes.
You broke my window.
I know. Have one of my husband's cards.
Yes.
How do you do? Are you married?
Yes.
Would you like a divorce?
No, I'm very happy.
Oh, what a shame. Does your wife ever make you warm her side of the bed and then push you over on the cold side?
Well, yes.
Have one of my husband's cards.
But really, I don't want a divorce.
What is it, honey? Who are you talking to?
Oh, this lady's husband's a lawyer, and she's trying to sell us a divorce to get him some business.
Say, there's something screwy about this.
Oh, what do you mean, baby?
Well, people don't go from door to door peddling divorces. I've got a hunch your mother sent her here.
Are you crazy? She wouldn't do a thing like that.
Oh, no? That old biddy never did think I was good enough for you.
Now, hold on, baby. You can't call my mother an old biddy.
Yeah, hold on, baby.
Don't get tough, honey. I'll say what I please.
You don't get tough, honey.
Why, you're not half the lady my mother is.
Not even a quarter.
Why, I'm worth 10 of her.
20 of her.
Says you.
Says him.
Says me.
Says her.
Says you.
Says me.
Says both of you.
You can pack up and get out of here.
That suits me fine.
My, isn't it lucky I happen to have my husband's cards with me? Here's one for you, baby, and one for you, honey.
Yes?
You need a lawyer.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, yes, you do. There's a police summons on your car. It's parked in front of a fire plug.
Oh, no, it isn't.
I ought to know. I parked it there.
What?
Have one of my husband's cards.
Yeah?
Good afternoon. Do you need a lawyer?
I'll say I do. Come inside, quick. I can't leave that door open long, sister. I don't want the bulls in here.
Oh, are you a cattleman?
Now quit wisecracking. Louis sure took his time sending you. Been waiting 3 hours. Where's the mouthpiece?
The mouthpiece?
You heard me.
Why, well, there it is, right on the telephone.
What are you doing, playing dumb?
Oh, no, I'm not playing.
And where's the lawyer? Where is the lawyer?
Oh, the lawyer. Oh, well, he's home. He's an awfully good lawyer, too. His name is George Burns.
Burns, huh? Must be a new one. Guess Louis had to shoot the old one.
Had to shoot him? Why?
He knew too much.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that with George.
Well, he better be good. I'm in plenty of trouble. I've been sitting on a pile of hot rocks.
Oh, my goodness, have you tried Ungantine?
Ungantine? Say, wait a minute, sister. You're acting too dumb to be on the level. You're working for a flatfoot named Murphy.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm working for a knock-knee named Burns.
Well, I guess I gotta trust you, chum. I got nobody else. Now, here's what you tell this lawyer.
Strip it, chum.
Huh?
Drill it.
What?
Chill it?
You mean spill it?
You said it, chum.
Okay. Me and Lefty was in a jug, see? And the day we got sprung, we put the finger on a jewelry joint. Now we're hot, and we can't find a fence to unload. You got it?
Got it, chum.
Say it back to me.
You and Lefty were unloading jugs when you noticed a finger with some jewelry around the joint, so both of you sprang over a fence.
Forget it, chum. I'll go see this lawyer myself.
Oh, well, that's fine. Here's his address. Well, goodbye.
Hey, wait a minute. I might be walking into a trap. Once and for all, are you sure you know Louis?
Louis?
Yeah, Louis.
If I didn't know him, what would you do to me?
They'd find your body in the river.
Well, I guess I'd better tell the truth, mister.
Yeah?
Louis's my father. Goodbye.
Yes?
Your name Burns?
Yes.
Louis sent me.
Louis? You mean Louis the Butcher?
That's a very good name for him. Louis the Butcher. Louis, you get a kick out of that.
Yeah. Butchers are getting easier to please.
Yeah. Hey, listen, chum. Louis and me got some stuff to unload, and I think you can help us. I like your looks, Burns.
You do?
Yeah, you look like you'd stoop to anything.
Now, just a minute. You tell Louis he can keep his black market meat.
Meat? I ain't got nothing that valuable. Just diamonds and rubies.
Aren't you from Louis's meat market?
Are you kidding? I'm from Louis the Weasel.
Louis the Weasel? You mean the gangster?
Yeah. Louis's daughter sent me to see you.
But I don't know Louis's daughter. I've never...
Oh, no? There's a picture on the piano.
That's my wife.
Wife? And your father-in-law must be the Weasel.
The description fits my mother-in-law better.
Now stop stalling.
Now, look here.
Oh, hello, dear. Oh, I'm glad you two got together.
Gracie, who is this man? What's going on?
Well, your legal career started, George. This man is a client. You're supposed to lift his bail or tote his barge or something.
Now, wait a minute. I can't help him. I'm no lawyer.
Why, George Burns, you are, too.
Look, will you two make up your minds? The DA is waiting to pin a rep on me.
Well, you run along and have your fitting and come back later.
Goodbye, screwballs. That's the trouble with being a crook. You have to meet the public.
Gracie.
Yes, dear?
Will you explain to me why I've suddenly become a lawyer?
Well, it said so in your high school yearbook. In the class prophecy, it said that you would undoubtedly become a brilliant attorney.
Gracie, I'm doing all right. I don't want to be a lawyer.
But think of the money you'd make. Those big lawyers can charge anything. Look at Charles Evans Hughes and Francis Biddle. And look at Felix Frankfurter. Why, Frankfurter's in such demand that he had to be rationed.
Yeah, they pay him off in red stamps.
Come in.
Hello. Well, here I am.
Oh, hello. George, this is another client for you. I broke his window and he's going to sue me.
You didn't?
Yes, I did.
But I don't want to sue anybody. I just want $10 for my window.
Well, here's your $10, mister.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, wait. Don't settle for $10. Let my husband handle your case. He'll take me into court and sue me for every cent he's got.
Oh, no. No, ma'am. It wouldn't be fair to sue you. I decided you and your husband must be crazy.
On your way, mister.
Yes, sir. Of course, if you're not crazy, I'll apologize.
Out.
And if you are, no hard feelings.
Out. A fine mess you fixed up for me.
Why, George, you love having a legal career. It's so dignified. You walk down the street in your cutaway coat and striped pants, and everybody will tip their hats and say, "Good morning, shyster."
I don't want to be a lawyer. I never intended to be.
Come in.
There she is. There's the woman who broke up my home.
Yeah, sue me.
You bet I'll show you. I was so happy, and now Bertha's left me.
Now, wait a minute. Maybe we could settle this out of court. Here, would $100 help?
Yeah, thank you. But I'll never find another girl like Bertha.
Oh, you miss your wife, huh?
No. But when she left, she took my cook Bertha with her. I'll never find another girl like Bertha.
Well, that's fine. $100 thrown out of the window.
Well, dear, I thought a divorce case would be nice for you.
Don't tempt me. Come in.
Burns?
How much?
$50.
Here.
Thanks.
Well?
I don't remember what I did to him.
Oh, here comes another one of Gracie's victims. Get rid of her, Bill.
Okay.
And you come with me, Gracie. We've got some talking to do.
Why, Claudette Colbert.
Mr. and Mrs. Burns at home? I want to talk to them about the $13 billion bond drive.
Well, yes, they're in the library.
Thank you.
Come in.
Hello, George and Gracie. I dropped in.
I know. How much do you want?
$13 billion.
What?
Well, honestly, Claudette, I don't think he has that much on him.
I don't want it from him personally. I want to enlist your help in the second war loan drive.
Oh.
Well, how can we help?
By passing on a message to the people you entertain. Remind them that it's nice to be entertained. Nice to be able to listen to what they please. Nice to think what they please. And to know that when the doorbell rings, it isn't the secret police. Nice to be free instead of slaves under a dictator.
You bet it's nice.
Tell them what France and Greece and Poland have learned. That defeat means torture, starvation, and death. Tell them that the second war loan needs $13 billion to start putting an end to the world's suffering.
Yes, we'll tell them.
And ask them how much they can give. Don't say, give till it hurts, because it hurts no one to invest in their future happiness and the future happiness of their children. Just ask them how much they can give to endow themselves with freedom forever.
You can count on us, Claudette.
Oh, we'll do everything we can.
I know you will. Thank you, and goodbye.
$13 billion. Well, that's a lot of money, but the American people will lay it right on the line.
Of course they will. And you'll be able to make a big contribution when your lawyer's fees start coming in.
Look, will you stop with the silly talk? I am no lawyer.
Why, George Burns, you are too.
I am not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
Gracie, I'm not a lawyer. Do you understand? I am not a lawyer.
Well, that only leaves me one thing to say.
What?
You are too.
Oh. Do you realize what you've done to me? This has cost me a fortune.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
Well, you ought to be. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop your allowance until I get back all my money.
You are?
I am.
Well, George, that's wonderful. At last you've got a case.
A case?
Yes. I'll sue you for non-support, and you can be my lawyer.
Oh, no.
Well, I guess you're right, George. But I did want you to be a lawyer so I could come to your office and read those beautiful verses in your law book.
Verses in law books?
Sure. Smith versus Jones, Jones versus Smith, Jones versus Jones. Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music, and George and Gracie. Here they are.
Well, now it's morning at the Burns home, and we find Gracie in the kitchen getting breakfast, while her little duck Herman looks on hungrily.
Oh, no, Herman. I know the bacon smells good, but you can't have any. No, I'm sorry, darling. The bacon is rationed, and ducks don't get ration books. Oh, Herman! That's not a nice thing to call the OPA. Now, don't get under my feet. I want to empty this hot grease in that tin can so I can take it down to the butcher. What for? Well, because the government needs it to make bombs and bullets. Just think. This bacon grease might make the bullet that gets Hitler. Yes, really. I hope so, too. And if everyone saves every bit of waste kitchen fat and turns it over to their butcher, we'll have enough ammunition to make the Axis surrender. Oh, Herman, please, not so loud. We mustn't disturb Daddy George. I want him to be in the best of humor when he comes down to breakfast. You see, next Sunday is Easter, and Mama needs a new outfit. So when George comes down, we must be real nice to him. First, we'll greet him with a big hug and kiss. Herman, now you stop that. George happens to be very kissable. I'm sure he's even more kissable than Charles Boyer. Now, you stop laughing. I mean it. Really, he is. Now, stop. Here comes your daddy. Now, I'll flatter him into buying me a new Easter outfit. You know what I always say? I can catch more vinegar with flies than you can, sugar. Now, Herman, you run along. Run along. Here. With all...
breakfast ready?
Oh, yes,
Gracie?
sweetheart, darling. All ready for my precious husband.
Gee, how come all the endearing terms this morning?
Well, because I love you, and you're so handsome.
Oh, sure. Sit down and let's eat.
Oh, no, dear. You eat and I'll wait on you. After all, you're the master and I'm your slave.
Gracie.
Yes, boss?
Look, let's just eat breakfast.
Oh, all right. Do you notice something special about the toast this morning?
What?
I didn't burn it.
How come?
I didn't toast it.
Well, congratulations.
Well, I want this to be a jolly breakfast. Would you like me to tell you a joke?
No, I don't.
Now, stop me if you've heard it. Two men met on a street corner, and one of the men was carrying a watermelon. Have you heard it?
No.
Oh, that's too bad because I've forgotten the rest of it.
Yeah, well, now let's...
In my Easter bonnet, with all the frills upon it, I'll be the grandest lady in the Easter parade. You know what that was I just sang? Easter parade.
Say, that reminds me. Easter will soon be here.
It will? Oh, my goodness, I hadn't even given it a thought.
Really?
Yes, and after what happened to Mrs. Pomtag, too.
What happened to her?
Well, yesterday morning, Mrs. Pomtag picked up her breakfast plate, and guess what she found under it?
What?
$50 her husband had put there for her Easter outfit.
Well, that's nice,
Well,
but...
I'm off to the kitchen, dear. That's right over there.
Gracie, come back here. Look, was all this build-up to get money for an Easter outfit?
Why, George, whatever gave you that idea?
Now, look, sweetheart, you don't have to go to all this trouble. Why don't you just come right out and ask me? It'd be a lot simpler.
Oh, all right. George, can I have a new Easter outfit?
No.
No?
No, you have plenty of clothes, and we've got to cut down our spending.
But, George...
Forget it, darling. No new Easter outfit this year. I'm going into the den to finish my breakfast.
Well, I like that. And believe me, George Burns, the next time you ask me to marry you, I'll listen to my mother. Come in.
Hi, Gracie.
Hello, Bill.
Well, gee, why all the gloom? Who you mad at?
Men.
Oh, for a minute I thought it might concern George. Well, what do you got against men?
They're beasts. Mean, hateful, contemptible beasts. That's what men are.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I go out with women.
George is the biggest beast of them all. He won't give me the money for a new Easter outfit. Bill, why don't you go in and see if you can get George to give me the $50?
Well, Gracie, I make it a rule never to interfere between husband and wife. You know.
Oh, all right, Bill. You don't want to help me. I won't hold it against you.
Well, Gracie, I'd like to help you.
No. I don't want you to help me. There's no hard feelings.
Maybe I can go in and talk to George.
Oh, no, Bill. It's all right.
Gracie, you've got to let me talk to George. He doesn't appreciate a wife. Where is he?
Oh, no, Bill. I wouldn't have you talk to George for anything in the world. You'll find him in the library.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Well, shame on you for not letting Gracie have an Easter outfit. Huh? You heard me. Why don't you give her the money?
Now, wait a minute. Hold your horses. I've been thinking it over, and I wanted to have the outfit. But I already put my foot down, and if I give in now, I'll only lose face.
Some loss.
Very funny. Wait a minute. I've got an idea how Gracie can get the 50, and I still won't have to back down.
Yeah, how?
You write her a letter.
Me?
Yeah, so she won't recognize the handwriting, and you enclose this $50 bill. And sign it her Uncle Hubert.
Well, has she got an Uncle Hubert?
No, but she won't remember. Her family is so big, her mother only knew most of the kids to not do.
Oh, well, okay, George, I'll write the letter. And I'm glad you're letting Gracie have the money. A fellow with your talent should be generous.
Well, thanks.
After all, you have one of the greatest talents in radio.
I have?
Yeah, and she deserves an Easter outfit.
Hey, look, Bill, here comes the postman. Are you sure you mailed that letter to Gracie?
Yeah, and I put the $50 in it. Now, don't worry.
Well, tell me, what did you say in the letter?
Oh, you'll find out. But I still don't know why you didn't just hand Gracie the money, George, instead of having me write a letter from a phony Uncle Hubert.
Bill, I had my reasons. Someday you might marry a girl like Gracie. So just take it easy.
Well, if I marry a girl like Gracie, I can afford to take it easy.
You're a very hilarious fellow, Bill. Oh, Gracie!
Oh, yes, dear. Did you change your mind about the money?
No, I just want you to answer the door.
Oh, all right. I'll be your servant. I'll do all the work and get no money.
Oh. Good afternoon, Mrs. Burns.
Hello, Mr. Postman.
Oh, I'm so thrilled and excited I can hardly talk. Guess what?
What?
I got a new muscle.
No.
Yes, ma'am. I found it on my arm this morning, poking its little head out from between two of my old ones.
Well, that's nice.
You know, I've got so many muscles that I feel guilty every time I get a new one. Seems like I'm the only man in the world who has a C card for muscles.
Yes, I guess so.
Mrs. Burns, you don't seem to be your usual cheerful self today. Something wrong?
Well, yes, Mr. Postman. I need some money and my husband won't give it to me.
Oh, we men are such stinkers. Well, here's a letter for you, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, thanks. Goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Well, I wonder what this is. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Oh, George, Bill, look.
What? What is it?
Our letter with $50 in it.
Well, well, now who in the world could that be from?
Oh, what a ham.
Oh.
Gracie, what does it say?
Well, it says, Dear Gracie, I'll bet you're surprised to hear from your old Uncle Hubert.
Well, imagine that, Uncle Hubert. Well, read on.
I heard that you got married to a man named Burns some time ago. Your mother tells me that he isn't the brightest man in the world, but she does admit that he's one of the ugliest.
Bill, this Uncle Hubert is not a nice fellow.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like him.
Go ahead, Gracie.
Your mother also told me that your husband's fingers are completely covered with eagle feathers from squeezing every quarter he gets his hands on.
Bill, this Uncle Hubert is going to get a punch in the nose.
Well, why tell me, George? Tell Uncle Hubert. Well, what else does he say, Gracie?
Therefore, my dear niece, I'm enclosing this $50, which you may spend in any way you see fit. Signed, your loving Uncle Hubert. Well, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah. Now, Bill, I'd like to speak to you.
Oh, later, George. Goodbye.
Bill!
Well, how do you like that, George Burns? You can be a mean old miser. My Uncle Hubert will take care of me. He's always been my favorite uncle.
Oh, so you know Uncle Hubert?
Oh, certainly. He's married to my aunt. They live in a big house in, every summer he spends his vacation and his name is Hubert.
You must be quite a character.
Oh, yes, and he's worth oodles of money. Why, he could buy and sell you. Well, maybe he couldn't sell you, but he could try.
Oh, fine.
My Uncle Hubert's a millionaire. That's what he is. Probably a billionaire. He's got hundreds of dollars.
Look, Gracie.
Well, George, if you'll excuse me, I'll get dressed and go shopping. See, now I'll get a fur coat, maybe 2 fur coats, and
Wait a minute.
3 or 4.
Wait a minute. You're going to get that with $50?
Oh, this 50 is just the start. Uncle Hubert will undoubtedly send me $50 every week.
But, Gracie, maybe Uncle Hubert doesn't intend to send you any more money.
George, who knows Uncle Hubert better, you or me?
Me? I mean, you. Look, Gracie, don't spend more than $50, please.
Oh, relax, dear. My goodness, a person would think it was your money.
Oh.
Well, that phony Uncle Hubert that George dreamed up really backfired on him. However, he knows a certain broken-down actor who hangs around the corner pool room, so we find him at the pool room now trying to make a deal with the fellow.
Now, look, my good friend, I have a proposition for you. You were an actor, weren't you?
We're an actor. My good man, I am an actor. I merely happen to be between engagements at the moment.
When was your last engagement?
Not quite 14 years ago.
Well, here's my proposition.
I am not interested. Begone, oaf. Time flies by on wings of light, and I wouldst a little snooker play.
Well, I thought that
What care I for the thoughts of fools?
Well, okay. I thought you might like to make a little money.
Money? Sit down, my charming friend. Sit down. Sit down. Hang up the cue, Joe.
Now, here's what I want you to do. Go to my wife and pretend that you're her Uncle Hubert.
You haven't anything in the juvenile lead, huh?
No, not at the moment. Just tell her that you're Uncle Hubert and you've lost all your money.
Oh, I see. I'm supposed to be destitute. Yes, an excellent character part. I shall pretend that I'm a bum.
Yes. Try to make it believable. Now, have you got it straight?
Oh, naturally. I enter left, a brave, pitiful figure in tatters, but chin up. I take her hands in mine. My dear, I say, I am your Uncle Hubert, and I've lost all my money.
Fine, fine.
And what will she say?
Oh, she'll probably say, oh, really?
She hasn't much of a part, has she?
Look, she isn't acting, you are.
Oh, you may depend upon me, son. Now then, shall we discuss the financial terms of this little deal? Naturally, you realize my services do not come cheaply.
Naturally. I'll give you $2.
$2? Do you think that I would give my great histrionic talents for such a miserable pittance? Do you think that I, who trod the boards with Sir Henry Irving, would lower myself to such depth for a paltry $2?
Okay, 2.5.
It's a deal.
Well, fine. Here's the address. Now get going. The house is right down the street.
There you are, George. Well, who's your friend?
I, sir, am a famous Shakespearean actor.
Oh, why, sure. You're Mr. Oh, gee, I'll never forget the night you opened in Hamlet. What a thrill.
Thank you.
Get going, fella. Get going.
Why, you know, that theater was so jammed I had to stand in line for 2 hours.
But it was worth it, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Worth it? Well, I'll say it was.
Look, Shakespeare. Huh? Do you want to earn the $2.50 or don't you?
Oh, I do.
Well, then get going. Do your stuff.
Never fear. I'll give a performance that will break her heart in two.
Out, both of you, out.
Come in.
Greetings, me child.
Oh, hello. Who are you?
What? Don't you recognize me?
No, I never saw you before.
I am your Uncle Hubert.
Why, Uncle Hubert, of course. I know you anywhere.
I am here on a sad mission, my child. Since I wrote to you, my dear niece, I've been buffeted most cruelly by the gods of calamity and mischance. It grieves me to reveal that I am now utterly bereft of pecuniary maintenance.
No.
Yes. Dreadful, isn't it?
Oh, terrible. What does it mean?
I am broke.
Oh, my goodness. Imagine going through all that just to lose money.
Naturally, I will be unable to send you any more.
Oh, naturally. Well, you shouldn't even have sent me this $50.
Oh, is that the 50 I sent you?
Why, yes.
Ah, beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. So green, so crisp, so folding. And I so destitute.
Well, here, Uncle Hubert, you take it back.
Oh, no, I couldn't think of
Oh,
it.
please take it.
Oh, no, really, I shouldn't.
Well, if you don't think you should.
Give it to me. Well, I must be on my way now.
Oh, no,
well.
wait a minute, Uncle Hubert. You know I'm an expert on our family history, but I just can't seem to place you.
Oh, it really doesn't matter.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sure I can trace you down.
But really, my
Oh,
dear...
no, now, don't tell me. I'd rather figure this out for myself. Now, let's see. The first Allen came to America in 1683. His name was Jonathan, and he married Charity Barebones, the well-digger.
You're starting in 1683.
Yes, I want to be accurate. Now, Jonathan and Charity found that they had absolutely nothing in common, so after 5 years they separated, and she kept the 5 children.
Now, look, my dear...
See, there were 2 sons, James and Jeremiah, 2 daughters, Faith and Hope, and one moron makepeace.
Do you realize that this may take hours, even days?
Oh, I don't mind. Now, first we'll take James. At the age of 15, he was thrown out of Massachusetts for stealing a windmill and went to New York where he married Katrinka Van Winkle, a Dutch girl who made cheese out of buffalo milk.
Please, I simply... Oh, wait. Isn't that your husband coming up the walk?
Where? Oh, yes.
Egad, I'm undone.
You are. I hope it's only your shoelaces.
I'll just slip out the back way. Goodbye.
Well, poor Uncle Hubert. I guess he was ashamed to let George see him in his shabby clothes.
Hello, dear. Anybody been here while I was gone?
Yes, my Uncle Hubert, and guess what? He's lost all his money.
Well, isn't that a shame?
Yes. So naturally, I gave him back his $50.
You gave him the $50?
Well, it was his money, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, but what about your Easter outfit?
Well, I'll do without a new outfit, George. I'll just wear the one I bought yesterday. Let me see now. In 1817, my great-great-great-aunt Mabel Dara on my mother's side married Hubble Robinson, a bustle salesman, and then...
Gracie, there's no use trying to trace that fellow. He was nothing but a pool...
A pool room bum?
Yes.
Oh, well, no wonder I couldn't locate him. I was tracing my mother's side of the family. I should have been tracing my father's. Now, in 1863,
Good night,
Jonathan Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got
Well, it's Tuesday night again. Time for another pleasant visit with Jimmy Cash, Paul Whiteman and his music, and George and Gracie. Here they are.
Well, it seems there's great excitement at the Burns home this morning. George is being considered for public office.
George, it's so thrilling. I just can't believe it. You, my own husband, a member of the school board of Beverly Hills.
Well, really, Gracie, it's nothing, honestly.
Oh, but it is. It's marvelous. The school board will take only brilliant, outstanding men.
I know, but it was just luck they picked me. Might have been any one of a dozen other brilliant, outstanding men.
Oh, just wait till my mother hears the news. That blockhead who married Gracie, she always called you.
Oh, well, I forgive her.
Oh, believe me, she'll have to change her tune.
Yeah, I guess so.
From now on, she'll have to call you that blockhead who's on the school board.
Yeah, but don't forget I'm not elected yet, Gracie. Miss Pringle, the head of the board, said it's between me and this fellow Hutch.
Oh, Mr. Hutch hasn't got a chance. I've heard around town that he never got past the 5th grade in school.
Really?
Sure. And your personality will easily make up for the 2 grades he has on you.
Well, I hope so. I wouldn't mind being a member of that board.
Oh, well, that'll only be the start. Who knows where you may go from there? The governor's chair, maybe.
Oh, Gracie, don't be silly. The odds were 6-5 against it.
Oh, but how wonderful if you did get to be the governor. I've always wanted to be a governess.
We'd live in a mansion, wouldn't we?
Oh, sure. And from the governor's mansion, who knows? You might even...
What?
Well, it just wouldn't surprise me if the next time there's a meeting in Washington, it'll be Winston and George.
Oh, no. That's impossible. I think. Well, anyway...
Oh, I'll answer it, dear. You sit here and rest your presidential timber.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Postman. How are you this morning?
Magnificent, Mrs. Burns. Simply magnificent. I had a great big heaping dish of Popsy Wopsies for breakfast. It gave me so much energy, I'm about to burst.
Well, I hope you don't. I just swept up the porch.
My, you look happy this morning, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, yes. I'm happy because my husband is going into politics.
I'll never forget my own political career in college.
Oh, really? What were you running for?
Cheerleader. I was unanimously elected when they saw I had the old pep and ginger. Would you like to hear the yell that won for me?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, here it is. Hit 'em hard. That's what wins. Poke 'em in the eye. Kick 'em in the shins. Adam team. Fight, fight, fight.
Oh, Mr. Postman, that just must have inspired the team.
Oh, yes. When the boys heard me do that, they just felt like going out and dying.
Oh, I'll bet they did.
Yes, indeed. Oh, my goodness, I got so carried away with my collegiate memories, I almost forgot. Here's a letter for your husband.
Thank you. Oh, it's from the school board. He'll be anxious to get this.
Well, I'll be going.
Goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling.
Oh, George!
Yes, dear?
Here's a letter for you. Shall I open it?
Gracie, you should never open my mail.
Why not?
Why not? Because it might cause trouble. Suppose you opened a letter and it was from a girl who said that she was madly in love with me.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Don't get hysterical. Stop it.
Oh, you have such a wonderful sense of humor, George.
Yes. Okay, you can open the letter.
Oh, George, it's from Miss Pringle, the school board president. She's going to call on us this afternoon.
I might have known. That snoopy old maid wants to check up on me. I wonder what I should talk about.
We'll talk about children. Say to her, I'm just crazy about children, Miss Pringle. How many have you got?
But, Gracie, I said she was an old maid.
Oh, don't mention that. It might hurt her feelings.
I wouldn't want to insult her.
Oh, I know. Miss Pringle is kind of intellectual. Oh, why don't you talk about books?
Gee, I haven't read much recently.
I know, and it's a shame. You used to be a great reader. Why, on our honeymoon, I could hardly tear you away from a book.
That's not true, Gracie.
Yes, it is. Every night you pick up a book as soon as Mother and I started to play checkers.
That was some honeymoon. Believe me, our next honeymoon will be for two.
Well, all right. But Mother and I will sure miss you.
Yeah. Hiya, people.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Oh, guess what, Bill? George is going into politics.
Really?
Sure. He'll be going around the neighborhood kissing all the babies and passing out his cigars to all the men.
Well, gee, the women will be the only happy ones left, huh?
Very, very funny, Bill. Look, I'm only being considered for a place on the school board.
Oh, so that's it. Well, listen, George, if you get on the school board, promise me that you'll do something about those idiotic readers they make my kid brother study.
Oh, Bill, won't it be wonderful when George goes onward and upward in politics and finally gets to be president?
Oh, you got it all planned out.
Oh, sure. I can just picture our home life. George will be in the living room of the White House passing laws, and I'll be in the kitchen dipping chocolates.
You'll be dipping chocolate?
Yes, sir. It was a nice sideline for Martha Washington, so why shouldn't I do it, too?
The possibility of George running in the school board election is not the kind of news Gracie can keep to herself. She's on the telephone now telling her girlfriend, Tootsie Sagwell.
Well, yes, Tootsie, it is wonderful, but we're afraid Miss Pringle might prefer George's rival, Mr. Hutch, because he's a family man. Well, it would help George if we had children, Tootsie. Then he could understand their thinking and try to bring his mind up to the level of theirs. Oh, no, I don't think it would take him long. What? Oh, there's someone at the back door, Tootsie. I'll call you later. Goodbye. Oh, it's a little boy. Hello, little boy.
Hello. Would you like to buy some lemonade?
Well, is it good?
Sure, it's good. I made it myself. Mr. Beasley at the store gave me the lemons because they were rotten.
Oh, my goodness. That lemonade must taste terrible.
Well, Emery likes it.
Who's Emery, your brother?
I don't think so. He's a frog. Would you like to see him?
Well, yes. Where is he?
In the lemonade.
Oh, a frog in the lemonade. That's awful.
Oh, don't worry. He can swim like a fish.
Well, I don't think I'd care for any lemonade, thank you. Now, you better run along home and... Say, wait a minute. I have an idea. What's your name?
Wilbur? I'm named after my pop.
Well, Wilbur, you look like a handsome, intelligent little boy.
I like you. You're silly.
Oh, thank you very much, and the same to you. Wilbur, how would you like to be my little son for this afternoon?
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, good. There's a lady coming over here today, and I want you to call me Mama in front of her. And when my husband comes in, I want you to call him Daddy.
How will I know him? What's he look like?
George? Well, he's sort of, he's rather, he's hard to describe. But anyway, remember to call him Daddy.
Okay.
Oh, it's Mama's darling. Wilbur, this is somebody I want you to meet.
Hello, Daddy.
Oh, no, this isn't Daddy. This is my little son, Herman.
Oh, gee, he's cute. I'd rather have him to my baby brother.
You would?
Yeah. Gee, you were smart. You sent the baby back and kept the stork.
Oh, no. Herman isn't a stork. He's a duck. The stork has long legs like Gary Cooper. Herman has legs like his daddy, George. Haven't you, Herman? Herman, there's a child present. And I want you to be very nice to Wilbur because he's going to be Mama's new little son.
What?
I said this is Mama's new little son. Oh, Herman Burns, you're jealous, aren't you? Oh, you are too. But if you'll stop crying, Mama will do something nice for you. Yes, really. She'll let you go out in her rose garden and dig some of those nice big worms. Oh. But Herman, don't forget to give half of them to Wilbur. Oh, Herman, shame on you.
Gee, little ducky, I like you. Let's be pals.
Oh, Herman. Oh, Wilbur, please excuse Herman. He's been cross all day. I guess he got up on the wrong side of George's hat this morning.
Oh.
Now, you better run home and ask your father if it's all right for you to be my little boy.
Okay, but Pop won't mind. Now, if he can get somebody to take Mama, he'll really be happy.
Oh, I took care of that. I'll bet no other wife in the world fixes things for her husband like I fix them for George.
Oh, Gracie, I thought I'd wear a dark suit to impress Miss Pringle. Does it look all right?
Oh, lovely. And, George, I know something else that's going to impress Miss Pringle.
What?
You're going to be a father.
A father?
Uh-huh. Surprise.
Surprise. Gracie, are you sure?
Well, it's practically certain.
Well, when do you expect it?
This afternoon.
This afternoon?
Uh-huh.
But why didn't you tell me sooner?
Well, it just occurred to me 5 minutes ago.
Well, gee, it's awfully sudden, but I'm tickled to death. Imagine having a child.
Oh, I thought you'd be pleased. And to think we wouldn't have had the little fellow if it hadn't been for lemonade.
Lemonade? You don't say.
Yes, it was lemonade that brought little Wilbur to us.
Wilbur?
Yes, that's our child. He's named after his father.
His father?
Yes. You see, Wilbur is a little boy who's going to pretend he's our son, so Miss Pringle will be impressed.
Oh, so that's it.
Yes, that's... Why, George, you didn't think... Oh, you're cute.
Well, Wilbur got his father's permission to pose as George and Gracie's son. And now we find the Burnses awaiting the arrival of Miss Pringle, the head of the school board.
Now, George, you've got to be very nice to Miss Pringle if you want that job on the school board.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be nice to her.
Remember that she's an old maid, so ask her if she's found anybody under her bed lately.
Yes, I'll be sure to do that.
Yeah, and tell her how well you know children. Explain that you know much more about a child than the average person because your own mother had one.
Yes, my father had one, too.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that's all the better.
Oh, sure. By the way, where is Wilbur?
He's upstairs getting dressed. I wanted him to look really nice, so he's putting on your gray flannel shorts.
My gray flannels aren't shorts.
They are now, dear.
Oh, fine. Well, I hope the little brat behaves himself. I told him to be polite to old Mooseface. And I also...
Oh, there she is now. I'll answer it, dear.
Mrs. Burns?
Yes?
I am Patience Pringle.
Oh, come right in, Miss Pringle. This is Mr. Burns, my husband. Or, as he'll soon be known, George Burns, the educator.
How do you do, Miss Pringle?
How do you do? I came here, Mr. Burns.
May I hang up your hat?
No, thank you. I came here to inquire...
Your cane?
That's an umbrella. I don't carry a cane.
Oh, isn't she wonderful, George? At her age, she doesn't use a cane.
Just how old do you think I am, Mrs. Burns?
Well, I don't know, but you certainly do look young for it.
Gracie, I'd like to talk to Miss Pringle.
Oh, go right ahead, dear. As long as you talk to women like Miss Pringle, I'll never be jealous. Well, I mean, the reason I wouldn't be jealous of you is because you're so nice. Not because you're so unattractive.
Gracie, Miss Pringle came here to talk about the school board.
Oh, yes. Well, my husband has some marvelous ideas on education, Miss Pringle.
Yes, indeed, some wonderful ideas.
Well, for instance, he wants to do away with history altogether.
Yes, huh?
George says, why should children study the life of Alexander the Great just because he invented the telephone?
Look, Miss Pringle.
Mr. Burns, it is becoming apparent that you're not the man for our school board.
But, Miss... I'll be right back.
Hiya, George. Did you get on the school board?
Oh, no, I'm sunk, Bill. Miss Pringle is here, and Gracie has killed any chance I ever had.
Oh, well, don't worry. I'll put her back in a good humor. I've got a way with old maids.
Are you sure you can handle it?
Look, George, you know Carson, the cabinet maker?
Yes.
I get a 10% cut on every Hope chest he sells. Lead me to her.
Well, okay, come on. Miss Pringle, may I present Mr. Goodwin?
How do you do?
Well, not Miss Pringle, the president of the school board.
Yes.
Oh, no, you're hardly old enough to be out of school yourself.
Oh, Mr. Goodwin, I've been out of school for, several years.
Well, how can it be Miss Pringle? How can such an attractive woman be unmarried?
Well...
Oh, I know. You don't want people to call you a child bride.
Nice going, Bill.
Miss Pringle, I wonder if you'd allow me the pleasure of taking you out sometime. We might hit a few of the night spots, huh?
Well, it might be arranged.
Oh, well. Tell me, Miss Pringle, do you like bubble water?
Well, perhaps a little.
Bill, I thought you were going to put in a good word for me.
Oh, I am, George. Miss Pringle, I understand you're looking for a man to be on the school board.
That's right.
Well, I know just the man. He's brilliant and charming.
Thanks, Bill.
He's had a wonderful education.
Right.
And he's an outstanding leader in the community.
Really? Well, who is he?
Me. But unfortunately, I can't accept the job, so why not take George?
Thanks, chum.
Oh, you're welcome, pal. Call on me anytime. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, Mr. Burns, if that charming Mr. Goodwin says you're the man for our school board, the matter's closed. I will see that you're appointed immediately.
Well, thanks very much, Miss Pringle.
Oh, isn't that marvelous, George? Miss Pringle, you couldn't have made a wiser choice than my husband. And just so you'll be sure of it, I want you to meet our son. George, call Wilbur.
Look, Gracie, the whole thing is settled. Don't you think
Oh, Wilbur!
Yes, Father?
Miss Pringle, this is Wilbur.
How do you do, Sonny?
I'm very pleased to make your acquaintance, Miss Pringle.
Well, what a polite little boy.
Sure. And Ain't you the old moose face my daddy told me to be polite to?
Moose face? Oh, Wilbur, shame on you. A moose has horns growing out of its head. Now, did you see the difference?
Miss Pringle, let me explain.
I have never been so insulted in my entire life.
Oh, now, Miss Pringle, I'm sure you have.
I am leaving here this instant.
But look, Miss Pringle.
I will recommend Mr. Hutch for the school board. And as for you, Mr. Burns, I hope the next board you sit on gives you a splinter. Good day.
Well, I hope you're satisfied, Gracie. Just when everything was going fine, you had to drag that kid in here, and that silly, ugly, idiotic dope of a kid.
Gee, what you must say behind my back.
Well, don't you worry, George. We'll find some other way of getting you on the school board.
A fat chance.
Well, we will. You know what I always say? More cats than one are away skinning.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the nice weather.
Oh, maybe Miss Pringle has changed her mind. Come in.
Hello, folks. My name is Hutch.
Oh, my former rival of the school board, huh?
That's right. I just saw Miss Pringle outside, and she told me the news. Tough luck, old man.
Tough luck. I'd be on the board right now if it wasn't for this kid here.
Oh, that's so? Well, nice work, Wilbur. Come on home, son.
Okay, Pop.
Gracie, did you hear that? Wilbur's his kid.
Why, George, you're as white as a sheet. Here, drink this.
Thanks. Ooh, this stuff is horrible. What is it?
Lemonade.
Lemonade?
Yeah. Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
Well, it's morning in the Burns home, and George has just put away a very substantial breakfast.
My goodness, George, what made you eat so much?
Oh, just doing what Uncle Sam wants me to do, sweetheart.
Uncle Sam?
Yeah. The government is asking all workers to eat bigger and better breakfasts so they'll have more energy and do a better job. Plenty of good food is essential for a worker.
I see. But what made you eat so much?
Well, all work isn't physical, Gracie. Brain work takes energy, too. Big thinkers usually are big eaters.
Why, of course. I remember now. Mother said that about you.
Really?
Yes, the day I married you. She said, Gracie, I'm warning you. That big thinker will eat you out of house and home.
Well, I'm glad your mother lisps. But anyway, the government is serious about wanting all workers to eat more nourishing breakfasts and lunches. They want to knock out a thing called hidden hunger. Do you know what hidden hunger is?
Oh, sure. I've watched the soldiers at the Hollywood canteen. When they have their choice of eating a sandwich or dancing with Betty Grable, they always hide their hunger.
No. That's different. You see, hidden hunger comes from not getting the right kinds of foods. You don't feel hungry, but you get tired very fast, and then you slow down war production. You see, Gracie, our bodies are like stoves. They burn food just like a stove burns coal. What's funny?
Paul Whiteman carries around a furnace.
I see what you were laughing at.
I'll go, dear. You stay here and shovel some coal in your stove.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Postman. How are you this morning?
Glorious, Mrs. Burns. The corpuscles are just leaping and bounding through my veins.
Oh, my. You certainly are virile.
Oh, yes. I gave a pint of my blood to the Red Cross, and it was so strong the cork kept popping out of the bottle.
Well, that sounds almost too strong. Maybe they should dilute it with some of my husband's blood.
Yes, that would tone it down.
Oh, you always feel so wonderful, Mr. Postman. Would you tell me the secret of your health?
Nuts, Mrs. Burns.
Well, really, Mr. Postman.
Oh, I mean I eat nuts.
Oh, you eat them. Oh.
Yes. I find that eating nuts gives me many qualities that animals have. Like the squirrel, I'm gay and carefree. Like the beaver, I am industrious. Like the skunk, I have bright eyes.
My, what a wonderful discovery.
Yes, indeed. Well, here's your mail, Mrs. Burns. A letter for your husband.
Thank you. And goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Who was that, dear?
Just the postman.
Any mail for us?
Yep. Another request for you to make an appearance. You're so popular, dear.
Yeah, I know.
These same people have been after you for months. I wrote them to get some other entertainer.
Well, where do they want me to appear?
In traffic court.
In traffic court?
Yes.
Gracie, let me see that letter. Oh, my gosh. This says I'm in contempt of court, and if I don't appear this time, they'll throw me in jail.
Oh, let them try it. We'll have the law on them.
Gracie, they don't want me to entertain. Someone driving my car got a traffic ticket and ignored it.
Really?
Yeah. Now only two of us drive that car. You and me. And I didn't get the ticket.
Well, let's see now. Who does that leave?
Gracie, it says here the ticket was issued for parking next to a hydrant in front of Pierre's beauty shop. And I don't go to beauty shops.
Judge, that's very obvious.
But you do.
Oh, thank you, Judge. You think I'm pretty.
Gracie, you were parked next to that hydrant.
Oh, now you sound just like that policeman.
Oh, so there was a policeman.
Yeah, and he accused me of being next to the hydrant, too.
And you weren't?
No, I was in the beauty shop. Only... the car was next to the hydrant.
Oh, so that's why the ticket was made out to me. The cop got my name off the steering wheel.
Yeah, and I tried to help you, George. I thought if I flirted with him just a little, he might take the ticket back. So I winked at him.
What happened?
He winked back at me, so I slapped his sassy face.
Oh, no.
Hi, citizens.
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
Well, what's the matter, George?
Oh, Gracie got a parking ticket with my name on it and never told me about it. So I didn't appear in court.
Yeah, and now the court thinks he's contemptible.
Oh, no, Gracie. You mean that the court... Say, it's possible at that.
It's very funny. You make jokes and I'm going to court. What am I going to do? Bill, at a time like this, you might really try to help me. Can't you pull some strings down at the courthouse?
Well, I might at that, George. The traffic judge and I are fraternity brothers.
Really, Bill? Well, you people are a great help. Do you realize what can happen to me? I can go to jail for life.
Oh, my goodness, that's awful. Oh, I hope you don't go, George. But if you do, I hope at least they send you to Alcatraz.
Well, that's very nice talk. Alcatraz, huh?
Well, yes. You see, my mother lives in San Francisco. You know that. And it'll be nice knowing she's right across the bay from you.
Well, that'll be a nice comfort.
Oh, I meant it would be nice for me. If you're going to be away in Alcatraz, I want to know what you're doing with your nights.
Keep the traffic ticket, Gracie. I'll need it in court.
Oh, yes, I filed it right here on my desk. You see, I keep everything in alphabetical order. Want me to file the ticket for you?
Oh, never mind. I'll get it. I suppose you filed it under T for ticket.
I guess so. However, I may have filed it under T for traffic.
Well, that's the chance I'll have to take, I guess. Say, here's a recipe for rhubarb shortcake. What's it doing under T?
Oh, well, I tried it out and I didn't like it at all. T for terrible.
Well, that's nice filing. If you ever want a terrible recipe, you just know where to look.
Sure.
Well, there's no traffic ticket under T. Any other suggestions?
Well, it might be under P.
P?
Uh-huh, for purse. I brought it home in my purse.
You're a murder kid. All right, I'll look under P.
No, come to think of it, it wouldn't be under P.
Why not?
I wasn't carrying my purse that day. I was carrying my pocketbook.
Well, that would still put it under P.
No, it's an alligator pocketbook.
Oh, under A, huh?
No, I'm wrong. It would still be under P.
Why?
Pot cowhide.
Oh, pot cowhide. That's a great filing system. Well, there's no ticket here. Are you sure you kept it?
Oh, I'm positive. Try looking under B.
Why B?
The policeman who gave it to me had blue eyes.
Oh, B for blue.
Yes.
Yes, okay. How about this? There's another copy of that same recipe for rhubarb shortcake.
Oh, yes. Well, I tried it again, and the second time it tasted much better.
B for better.
Yes.
Well, I'll be done. What's our marriage license doing in here?
Well, I filed it under B for bargain.
B for bargain?
Yeah, well, you've been a wonderful husband. I've never gotten more value out of anything I paid $2 for.
Well, thanks, kid. No fooling. Did you file that ticket?
Well, of course I did. Oh, I remember now. Here it is, George, under W. He gave me the ticket on Tuesday.
Well, I don't get it.
Well, I didn't file it until Wednesday.
Well, let me see the ticket. Oh, my gosh, this is almost 3 months old. The judge will throw the book at me.
What book?
It's just an expression.
I don't think I've read that one.
Gracie, try to understand. I'm really in serious trouble. I might be put in jail, and it's all your fault.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't realize how serious it is.
Well, sure.
Hello, baby. I'm sorry, Herman, but Mama doesn't feel like playing with you today. Well, Mama's very sad because something terrible has happened. Well, you see, dear, your daddy might go to jail. Daddy George might go to jail.
Stop it. Stop it before I beat the stuffing into you.
Herman, shame on you. Why don't you do something to cheer up your daddy? Herman, stop it this instant. Now apologize to your daddy. Herman Burns, apologize.
Yeah, apologize. Someday I'm going to walk that kid over to a pillow factory. I've had enough of this. I'm going down to the courthouse and try to straighten this mess out.
Oh, Herman, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Your daddy's in real trouble, and it's all my fault. Yes, really. And I'm going right out and get him the best lawyer in town. Believe me, Herman, your daddy George won't go to jail. Pardon me, are you Frederick H. Beck, the attorney?
Yes?
I'm Mrs. George Burns, and I may want to hire you.
Well, sit right down, Mrs. Burns. I'll be with you as soon as I finish these briefs.
Oh, do you make your own shorts?
No, I was using the term in its legal sense.
Oh, I see. Well, Mr. Beck, are you a good lawyer?
Well, most people think I'm an excellent lawyer.
Well, I'm not interested in what most people think. If I were, I probably wouldn't be married today.
Well, nevertheless, Mrs. Burns, I flatter myself that I am highly competent.
Well, I'll just have to make sure. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, not at all.
Good. Now, what sort of law work do you specialize in? I mean, are you a criminal lawyer, a corporation lawyer, or a plain shyster?
Shyster?
Well, that answers that question. Now, are you a high school graduate, Mr. Beck?
Well, my dear madam, I am a graduate of Yale, Princeton, and Harvard.
Oh, 3 high schools.
Mrs. Burns.
Well, I guess your education's all right. Now, do you know how to draw up a writ of rigor mortis?
Rigor mortis?
Well, yes, it's one of those Latin phrases that lawyers are always using, you know, like la cucaracha.
La cucaracha, my dear Mrs. Burns, happens to be Spanish.
Well, the Spanish, my dear Mr. Beck, happens to be Latin.
Mrs. Burns, my time is valuable. Do you wish to engage me as a counsel?
Well, I do need a lawyer awfully badly. You see, my husband is in trouble.
Oh?
Well, yes. Now, if it was me, I'd just cross my legs in the witness chair and get acquitted. But if my husband does that, they might give him life.
Well, what did your husband do?
Well, it really wasn't his fault. You see, he's shielding a woman. A very beautiful woman.
Oh. And what did this woman do? Commit a murder?
No.
Blackmail?
No.
Well, what did this woman do?
You mean the beautiful woman?
Yes.
I parked next to a hydrant.
Mrs. Burns, I can't waste my time on such an unimportant matter. Good day.
Well, very well, Mr. Beck. But you haven't heard the last of this. I'll go to the California Medical Association about it.
The Medical Association? I'm a lawyer.
That's right. And I'll see that not another ambulance ever goes down this street. Goodbye.
Well, Gracie has interviewed several lawyers, but with no success. And now, as she emerges from the last office, she runs across an old friend. None other than that great Shakespearean actor and pool room bum, Nigel Bolingbroke.
Why, Mr. Bolingbroke.
My dear Mrs. Burns, this is charming.
Oh, isn't it?
Well, I see you've been consulting a solicitor, my dear. Divorcing your husband?
Oh, no, nothing as trivial as that. My husband is in terrible trouble. He may go to jail.
No. Oh, dear, the sight of your woebegone face robs me of all the pleasure I would otherwise derive from such news.
Oh, it's awful, and I've been looking all over town for a lawyer.
That reminds me of what was perhaps the greatest role of my brilliant histrionic career. I portrayed a silver-tongued barrister in that stirring courtroom drama, The Trial of Myron Fudnick.
I'll bet you were great.
Well, let's not say great. Let's just say I was magnificent. Why, the audience rose in their seats to cheer me during all 3 nights that the play ran.
Oh, it must have been thrilling.
Oh, I'll never forget that courtroom scene. The man on trial for his crime, his daughter, brave, tragic figure, pleading for him.
Oh, how pitiful.
And then suddenly, my voice rang out in that hushed courtroom. I am the voice of justice! To err is human, but to forgive is divine. This man made a mistake, yes. He did steal a few $100,000 from a bank. But only because his family needed bread. But in the sacred name of humanity, should he be sent to prison for that?
Oh, no, not guilty, not guilty.
Exactly what the jury said. The prisoner was freed, and I took 30 vows.
Oh, how wonderful. If you were defending my husband, I wouldn't. Say, why couldn't we do that scene for the judge? I'll be the daughter, and you be the voice of justice.
Splendid. I can teach you the daughter's lines on the way to the courtroom.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, not at all, Mrs. Burns. Why, I'd be glad to do it even if you weren't going to pay me.
Oh, am I going to pay you?
Well, the Actors Guild insists on a small fee. Not too small, of course.
Well, shall we say $5?
$5 for your husband's freedom. My dear Mrs. Burns, think what it means to hold him in your arms.
All right, $5.50. Come on, let's go to court.
Gee, Bill, it was nice of you to come down to the court with me.
Oh, I'm glad to do it, George. If there's any chance of them putting you in jail, I want to help.
How did you mean that?
Well, I mean I'll be your character witness. Just wait till that judge hears what I have to say.
Now, Bill, don't start telling the judge about Swan soap.
George, I give you my word.
Well, Mr. Burns, His Honor will see you in his private chambers.
Oh, thanks. Come on, Bill. Oh, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm George Burns.
Oh, yes. You're the man who ignored my summons.
Your Honor, this man is innocent.
Who are you, an attorney?
Well, sort of, yes.
Sort of. Young man, have you passed the bar?
Well, gee, no, I haven't, but...
remove this man.
But, Judge, Your Honor, Mr. Goodwin is here as my character witness, and I'd like you to hear what he has to say.
Oh, well, all right, Mr. Goodwin. Let's hear what you have to say. But make it quick.
Yes, sir.
Well, now that the bubbling barrister is gone, perhaps we can straighten this out. Now, just why did you ignore that traffic ticket and my summons?
Well, Judge, I'll explain it to you. Are you married?
Yes, but we're discussing your trouble, not mine.
Oh. Well, you see, my wife's got a filing system, and she filed this traffic ticket under W because she got it on Tuesday from a policeman with blue eyes, and
Oh, send me to jail.
Hey! Oh, come, Mr. Burns. There's no question of going to jail.
There isn't?
Oh, of course not. You're not a criminal. You're just a bit of an imbecile.
Gee, thanks, Your Honor.
I place your fine at $20.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'll make out the check right away.
Stop the trial! Stop the trial!
Yes, halt the proceedings.
Gracie, what's this?
I'll save your father.
Father?
Mr. Burns, who are these peculiar people?
I'm his daughter, Your Honor.
And I am the voice of justice.
Gracie, what's going on?
I'll save your father.
Father?
Your Honor, don't think of my father as he is today. A miserable, broken down wreck.
Huh?
Think of him as he was 30 years ago. A well-preserved man of middle age.
Oh.
Listen to the voice of justice.
I am the voice of justice.
Your Honor, be fair. Prove that beneath that long black robe you are not indecent.
But Gracie!
I'll save your father.
Father?
Your Honor, don't send him to the jute mill. Don't make him spend his last feeble years making little jutes out of big jutes. Listen to the voice of justice.
I am the voice of justice.
Your Honor, my father wasn't always a criminal. When I was a little tot, he was gentle, kind. Then he carelessly committed a murder.
A murder?
Oh, I'll save your father.
Father, what?
Listen to the voice of justice.
Stop this.
But, George, that's only the first act of the play. We have 3 more acts before you.
I thought so. Your Honor, this isn't my daughter. It's my wife. Now, could you just take this check for $20 and let me get out of here?
Wait a minute. You say that woman is your wife?
Yes.
Keep the 20. You've got enough trouble.
Come on.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
George Burns and Gracie Allen. The Burns and Allen Show.
Now it's morning at the Burns house, and we find Gracie at the front door talking to her good friend and daily visitor, the postman.
So that's why I'm late this morning, Mrs. Burns. I was in the dentist's chair for 2 hours.
Oh, you poor man. Did the dentist hurt you?
Yes, but I didn't flinch. Not a whimper escaped my lips. I have nerves of steel.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Postman. You must be the Allen lad of the post office.
How true. The muscles of my jaws were so strong, the dentist couldn't pull my tooth out. He cried and chiseled and hammered.
Oh, how awful.
Yes. Finally, the dentist couldn't stand it. He had to give himself a shot of Novocaine.
Oh, you know, I used to pull a tooth by tying a string around it and fastening the other end to a doorknob. And then I slammed the door.
I tried that. Here, I've got it in my pocket.
Oh, it worked. Oh, and what a big tooth.
That's the doorknob.
Oh, yes. You know, when my father wanted to get one of his teeth out, he had a sure way.
Gee, I'd like to try it.
Oh, I wouldn't. You'd have to go all the way up to San Francisco and pick a fight with my mother.
Oh, I wish she lived a little closer. Well, here's your mail. Just a magazine today.
Oh, thank you. Well, goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling.
Gracie, what did the postman bring?
My favorite magazine.
Which is that? Life? Look? Pick? Click?
Oh, no, none of those. This is a dignified magazine for the intelligent woman. It's full of interesting items about famous personalities.
What's the name of it?
Dirt.
Yes, that's very dignified.
It has real inside facts that no other magazine would dare print. And just listen to this item. Whose wife has been going out with who, and who is burned up about it?
Who?
Oh, naturally they don't tell that. They have to draw the line somewhere.
Well, naturally.
Oh, and here's the real news over here on the society page. It says that Freddie Langdon, the millionaire playboy, is opening up his Beverly Hills home for the summer.
Freddie Langdon?
Yes. Just look at these pictures of him. Oh, isn't he beautiful?
He doesn't look like so much to me.
Oh, look at this one in the bathing suit. Oh, look how broad he is.
I'm just as broad as he is.
Yeah, but his is in the shoulders.
Probably got on water wings or something.
Come in. Oh, hello, Gracie. Oh, hello, Tootsie. You're just in time. The new issue of Dirt came this morning.
Oh, I adore Dirt.
Oh, me too. And this week they have a picture of Freddie Langdon, the playboy. Here he is in a bathing suit. How do you like him?
Oh, Tootsie, for Pete's sake. Look, why don't you stop? I look as good in a bathing suit as he does.
Ah, you're cute.
What'd I do? How about those two girls who followed me everywhere I went at Ocean Park?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, dear. They were lifeguards.
Well, I don't believe it, and I still say I look as good as Langdon. I'll go upstairs and I'll put on my bathing suit and prove it.
Gracie, what does Dirt say about Freddie Langdon?
Well, it doesn't say much. Just that he's opening his summer home and needs a cook and a maid.
Oh, gee, I envy the girls who get those jobs. Imagine being in the same house with him.
Yeah, and he might even marry one of them. I read a story about a millionaire playboy who married his cook.
Really?
Yeah, he was wasting his life gambling for hours at the martini table and drinking one dry roulette after another.
Oh, isn't that awful?
But just in time, he looked at his cook and realized that he loved her for her loyalty and her simplicity and her patos.
Oh, Gracie, could that happen in real life?
Well, of course it could. Why, I'll bet that... Say, Tootsie.
Huh?
Why don't you apply for the job as Freddie Langdon's cook and marry him?
Oh, but it might not work. Mr. Langdon is hiring a maid, too, and he might prefer her to me.
Well, why should he?
Well, she might have a more well-rounded education.
Oh, wait, I've got it. I'll take the job as maid. You? Yes, and as soon as you've landed him, I'll quit. That way you won't have any competition.
Oh, Gracie, you're a real friend.
Hiya, girls. What's new?
Oh, hello, Bill. Bill, you can be the first to congratulate Tootsie. At last she's going to fulfill her destiny.
Really? Got a job as a stevedore, huh?
Oh, no, Bill. Tootsie's going to marry a millionaire. Bill, it's Tootsie.
Well, girls, here I am. My bathing suit seems to have shrunk a little bit. What's wrong with Tootsie?
Well, she's never seen you in a bathing suit, George. It doesn't affect me because
I know, you're trying to rib me. Bill, you're an honest guy. Look at me. Another comment. The suit is kind of tight, but it couldn't be that bad. I better take a good look in the mirror.
Gracie's plan to get Tootsie married to millionaire Freddie Langdon is now in operation. The girls are just arriving at his home, where they hope to be hired as cook and upstairs maid.
Oh, be still, my heart. Do I look all right, Gracie?
Let's see. Oh, your hat doesn't seem to be on quite straight.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no, that's all right. It's just that your face is on a little crooked.
Oh, thank goodness that's all it is.
Now, remember, Tootsie, let me do the talking, huh?
Yes?
Are you Freddie Langdon, the well-known playboy?
Playboy? Just who are you?
Well, we've come to answer your advertisement for 2 servants.
Oh, well, that's different. At last I've got help. Come right in.
You think we'll do?
Well, you'll do as the maid, but I don't know about your friend here. I need a cook, not a butler.
Oh, no. This isn't a butler. This is Miss Stagwell, the cook.
Oh, I see. Is that her regular position?
Oh, no. The damp weather makes her bend over like that. Say how do to Mr. Langdon, Tootsie.
How do you do, Mr. Langdon?
Hey! Stagwell, in this house, the cook does not bite the master's ear.
Oh, goodness, Gracie, he's touchy.
Oh, but he's right, Tootsie. He shouldn't bite his ear before he's seen your references.
And now then, Miss,
Lafleur. Mimi Lafleur. I'm a French maid.
French?
Oh, yes. And I wasn't always a maid. Once my father owned a castle in France. But we lost our castle and all our money.
You don't speak with a French accent.
We lost that, too.
No doubt. Would you like me to explain your duties to you, Miss Lafleur?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's French for oui, oui.
You're a very unusual servant, Miss LaFleur. Where was your last place of employment?
Oh, I've been working for a party named George Burns.
And why did you leave it?
Well, Mr. Burns wanted me to be more than a maid to him.
Beast. I don't blame you for quitting a rotter like that. Dad, why do there have to be such men?
I don't know.
Sweet, innocent girl like you. You, really are an awfully cute little thing, Miss LaFleur.
Oh, Mr. Langdon.
Oh, yes, you are, Miss LaFleur. Or do most people call you Mimi?
Oh, no. Very few people do.
Has anyone ever told you you're very good looking?
Naturally.
I should think they would. Your eyes are like stars, and your lips...
Oh, what's the matter, Tootsie?
Gracie, am I mistaken, or am I getting nowhere here?
Oh, that's right. Mr. Langdon, you shouldn't be telling me those things. You should be telling them to Miss Sagwell.
To Miss Sagwell?
Well, certainly. Someday Miss Sagwell will make a lovely wife for some nice man.
Yeah, well, thank goodness I'm a rat.
Oh, but Mr. Langdon, wouldn't it be wonderful if you were my rat?
Sagwell, I'm interested in you only as a cook. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'll get the key to the servants' quarters. Make yourselves at home.
Gracie, this is awful. I haven't got a chance with you around.
Oh, well, don't worry. I'm going home right now, and you'll have him all to yourself.
Ooh, wonderful.
But, Tootsie, you'll be all alone in this house with a strange man. Is that all right?
All right.
Hello, dear. Home again.
Where have you been?
Out trying to get Tootsie a husband.
Oh, why don't you give up? No man would ever look at that broken-down dame.
Oh, George, that's not nice. Everybody picked on poor Tootsie. Even the government insulted her.
The government?
Yes. They gave her a number 17 shoe stamp, and she only wears number 14.
Yeah, she's a toe dancer. Mother wrapped her feet when she was a kid. I'll answer it. Yes? Are you George Burns? That's right. You're just as I pictured you, Burns, a sly, sneaking thief. Huh? What have you done with my upstairs girl? Your upstairs girl? I know she's here. My cook told me so. And I'll get her if I have to tear this house apart. Oh, yeah? Well, you just try it, and I'll show you. What? I'll straighten up after you, I guess.
Oh, hello, Mr. Langdon.
Mimi. Mimi? Am I too late, Mimi? Has this brute pursued you from room to room?
Oh, no, not since 1931.
Gracie, what is this?
Oh, Mr. Langdon, I'd like you to meet my husband.
Your husband? So you're not a little French maid. You made a fool out of me, huh?
Yes.
French maid? Gracie, what does he mean, French maid?
Well, Tootsie and I took jobs at his house so he'd get to know her and love her naturally.
Oh, so that's it. Okay, Langdon, beat it. No, I'm not giving up a maid that easily. Well, what can you do about it? Ever hear of the president's freezing order? This girl is frozen to my upstairs for the duration. But we're married. I can't help that, brother. Go argue with the president.
Oh, my goodness, George. We can't go against the president. I guess I'll have to stay frozen. Goodbye.
But, Gracie!
Oh, I'm sorry, dear, but I'll see you again just as soon as I thaw out.
When Freddie Langdon took Gracie away, George was in a panic. He didn't know how to handle the situation, so he turned for advice to a man whom he had always respected for his intelligence, keen judgment, and utter lack of fear. What should I do, Bill? You go right over to Langdon's house and get Gracie back.
Yeah, but he's a pretty husky guy. I'd run right over there if I was in better shape.
If you were in better shape, you wouldn't have to. Gracie would run back here.
Now, look, Bill,
Listen, George, I'll bet you could take this fella, Langdon, if you use the Goodwin system.
What's that?
Well, you just grab his right arm in your left hand, grab his left arm in your right hand, pull him toward you, wrap both arms around him, and squeeze until he gives up.
Well, do you think it'll work, Langdon?
Well, I don't know. I never tried it on a man.
Okay, Bill, that's enough. I'll do my own thinking. How I get. Come in.
Greetings, friend Burns. I trust I find you well.
Oh, hello, Cue Ball.
Cuba. Sir, I am Nigel Bolingbroke, America's most distinguished actor.
What do you want?
I want to borrow $10.
Look, you're not getting any $10 out of me. Now beat it.
Very well. I shall hold no bitterness. Goodbye, Burns. Farewell to you, handsome Bill.
Well, farewell, Cue. What'd you call me?
Handsome Bill. That's what all the girls call you.
Oh, really?
Why, certainly. And you know, handsome Bill, I've always wondered if you're as generous as you are handsome.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. How could I be?
Yes, you're quite right. You are a handsome rascal, you know. You have the classic features of Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, well, thanks. But I'm not sure I know what Hamilton looked like.
Why, I'd love to show you. There's a splendid picture of him on a $10 bill.
Oh, no, you're not getting $10 out of me.
I fear I am left with but one alternative. I shall be forced to teach some wayward youth the rudiments of snooker.
Wait a minute, Cue Ball. I just had a thought. How would you like to earn that $10?
Sir, if your thought involves work, perish it.
Look, all you have to do is ask. Do you think you could play the part of a girl's father?
Why not? One of the greatest roles was that of Colonel Cobb, father of Mary Lou Cobb, in a drama of the Old South entitled Moonlight and Cornpone.
Well, okay, today you're Tootsie Sagwell's father. Yes, Colonel Sagwell. Come on, I'll explain it to you on the way.
One moment, please. Surely you don't expect to purchase my thespian artistry for a mere $10. I should have been paid $10 for one word.
Look, do you want the job?
Yes.
Well, here's the 10.
You see, I still get $10 for one
Well, come on, let's go.
Gracie, you think I'm getting anywhere with Mr. Langdon? He hasn't proposed yet. Oh, don't worry, he will. I love that subtle hint you gave him. Serving 6 courses of wedding cake for dinner. Yes. And did you like the way I decorated the cake with icing? Oh, wonderful. The little bride and groom on top kissing each other and written underneath, "It should happen to me." Oh, I thought that was subtle, too. And, Tootsie, if he doesn't propose tonight, you can give him a stronger hint at breakfast. What? Well, put a diaper in his napkin ring. Oh, Gracie! Mr. Langdon, there's someone at the door. Answer it.
You want me to answer it? You're supposed to be the servant here.
Oh, I'm the upstairs girl. I don't let anybody in unless they knock on the roof.
Oh, what's the use? All right, I'll answer. Aha! So you, sir, the scoundrel, has been trifling with my daughter's affections. I beg your pardon.
Why, Mr.
Gracie, this is Tootsie Sagwell's father, Colonel Sagwell. He's come here to make Mr. Langdon marry Tootsie.
Oh, I see. Oh. It's kind of cute.
Now, see here. Quiet, Yankee. Sir, if you all know what's good for you all, sir, you all better marry my little gal right now. Tell me, daughter, did this guy Yankee try to take advantage of you? Did he try to kiss you?
No, make him do it, Patsy.
Confound you, sir. You've dragged the proud name of Sagwell. A Sagwell in the mud. And now, sir, you gotta marry my daughter. Now, see here, this is blackmail.
Look, Mr. Langdon, if you let my wife come home with me, I think I might be able to call the colonel off.
Yes, I might listen to Mr. Burns, sir.
Oh, no, you won't. This is Tootsie's chance to marry a millionaire.
Millionaire? You mean this charming gentleman is that well-heeled? Eh?
Oh, Mr. Langdon. Mr. Langdon is fantastically rich.
Well, Mr. Langdon, perhaps you and I can arrive at an amicable financial settlement.
Hey, you can't do that. You gave me your word.
My word, sir, is absolutely worthless. Now then, Mr. Langdon, shall we say $50?
Fine. Now, just a minute, Mr. Langdon. You don't have to give him a cent. He isn't Tootsie's father at all. He's a pool room bum I hired.
My dear Mr. Burns.
Yes.
I despise you.
Oh, come on, Gracie. We're going home.
Oh, no, you're not. She's still my upstairs girl, and she still throws into a job.
My, it's been a long winter, hasn't it?
But look here, Langdon. She's my wife. She belongs with me.
That's right, and you're not going to separate us.
Gracie, have you got an idea?
Yes, George. Let me hear you say, dinner is served.
Oh, no. No.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got
Well, it's early afternoon in the library of the Burns home, where George and Gracie are quietly reading. Gracie finishes the last page of her book and puts it aside.
Oh, George, that was beautiful.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said it was beautiful.
Well, you can't buy it. You've got enough hats.
Well, I'm not talking about hats. It's this book I just finished reading. I think it's the best thing ever written by Mary Roberts Rumpelmeyer.
Mary Roberts Rumpelmeyer?
That's right.
Well, I never read any of her stuff. What she got on the ball?
Everything. There just aren't any better books than Love in Latvia. That's about a pure young American girl who wins a haughty Latvian nobleman. Or Desire in Denmark. That's about a pure young American girl who wins a haughty Danish nobleman. Or Rapture in Russia. That's about a pure young American girl
Who wins a haughty Russian nobleman.
I thought you'd never read any of her books.
Well, I just had a hunch about that one. Now, I'm reading too, and if you don't mind, Gracie,
Oh, but
I would...
great as those books were, they can't equal a new one. Passion in Pundagaba.
Passion and where?
Pundagaba, a country in India.
Pundagaba.
It's about a haughty Indian prince whose father leaves him a harem of 250 wives, but the prince is a woman hater.
He is, huh?
Yeah, so he gives away 50 of the wives.
That only leaves him 200 to hate.
Yes. Then along comes this pure young American girl, and in spite of the prince's gold and money and jewels, she wants to marry him.
Greater love has no babe.
Yes, but the prince doesn't love her, so she drops a secret love potion in his coffee, and he proposes, she accepts, and they spend their honeymoon on top of an elephant.
That's the worst piece of tripe I ever heard.
Why, George, it's beautiful.
It's awful. Why don't you read something that's intelligent and might improve your mind?
What are you reading?
Cowboy love tales.
I don't care. I still think Mary Roberts Rumpelmeyer is... Say, if I could find a love potion for Tootsie Sagwell, she could get a husband.
Gracie, that dame couldn't get a husband with a Mickey Finn.
Oh, George, that's not nice.
Why do you waste your time on her, Gracie? She's homely and skinny and...
You just refuse to see her good points. I'll admit she only weighs 76 pounds, but she's 6 feet 3 inches tall.
Take my advice and forget Tootsie and forget the love potion.
Hi, people.
Oh, hello, Bill. You're just in time for Gracie's latest brainstorm.
It's not a brainstorm, Bill. It's a problem. I want to get a love potion that Tootsie could drop in a man's coffee.
Oh, well, gee, that is a problem. Where could you find coffee?
Bill, I've been trying to tell Gracie that love potions are a lot of hooey.
Oh, and he's right, Gracie. Love potions can't help you unless you've got that certain something. Call it oomph, call it it. Some people have got it, some people haven't got it.
Have I got it, Bill?
Oh, sure, Gracie.
Oh, thank you. You've got it too, Bill.
Oh, thanks.
Ain't misbehaving now.
Yes, as I said, Gracie, some people just haven't got it.
Thanks, kid.
Yeah, look what happened to me last Sunday down at the beach. I started for the locker to take my shower, and the women mobbed me.
Oh, brother. Come in.
Well, greetings, friend Burns, and you too, friend Goodwin.
Well, the pool hall hamlet.
What's up, cue ball? I suppose you want to put the bite on me for a 5-spot, huh?
Sir, do you take me for a common beggar? Do you dream that I would humble me pride to borrow $5 from you?
And what do you want?
$10.
I thought so. Nothing doing, cue ball.
Oh, gad, but you're a beast, sir. A beast. Friend Goodwin.
No use, cue ball. I'm a beast, too.
Mr. Goodwin, would you let a mere $10 ruin our friendship?
Well, not necessarily. I'd let almost anything ruin it.
Oh, it isn't for myself that I need this paltry sum. Mr. Burns, it's for a little old lady that I know. It may be only $10 to you, but without it, I fear that this poor little old lady will do something desperate.
You mean?
Yes. She will eject me from her boarding house.
You're not getting the money out of me, cue ball, and that's final.
Well, look who's here. Mr. Bolingbroke.
Why, my dear, dear Mrs. Burns, never have I seen you look so ravishing, so completely...
Don't waste your time, cue ball. She's a beast, too.
Why, George, that's not nice.
But it saves you money. Come on, Bill, let's go down to the corner. I want to pick up a few cigars.
Oh, so that's how you get them. So long, Gracie.
Oh, goodbye, boys. Mr. Bolingbroke, you might be able to help me with a problem I've got. Do you know where I can get a love potion?
A love potion? Gad, don't tell me your husband has forgotten upon which side his bread is buttered.
Oh, no, it's not for me. Naturally, I've never had to use a love potion to attract men. You see, when I was a very small girl, I learned to wink with either eye.
Valuable social grace.
Yeah, and it was fun, too. But this love potion is for my girlfriend. Do you know where I could get one?
Oh, my dear, love potions are merely a myth, created by the greedy to profit from the gullible. They are all utterly worthless.
Oh, really? And I was going to pay as much as $10 for one.
As I say, they are all utterly worthless, except the one I've got.
Oh, have you got one?
Oh, indeed I have, you fortunate creature. Given me by an oriental potentate. 1 ounce will transform cold indifference into flaming desire.
Oh, wonderful. My girlfriend could use about 5 pounds of it.
Splendid, splendid. You shall have it within the hour. I wonder if I might trouble you for the $10 now.
Well, of course. Here you are.
Thank you. Lovely bit of engraving, isn't it?
Well, I really can't thank you enough, Mr. Bolingbroke. You may not know it, but you saved a girl's life.
Oh, that's quite all right, Mrs. Burns. You may not know it, but you've saved a man's home. Good day.
Good day.
Oh, Gracie, I rushed right over as soon as I hung up the phone. Is it here? Is the love potion here?
Oh, yes, it came a few minutes ago, Tootsie.
Oh, marvelous. Let's see it.
Oh, Tootsie, for goodness sake, get a grip on yourself.
I'm tired of getting a grip on myself. I want to get a grip on a man. Where's the love potion?
Well, this is it right in this can. It's just a powder. But I hear only 1 ounce will make a man want to kiss you and kiss you.
You say Mr. Bolingbroke got it from an oriental potentate?
Well, I guess he was even bigger than a potentate.
Really?
Oh, sure. Look what it says on the can. He was a bicarbonate.
Oh, I just can't wait to try it out. What time does the next bus leave for the Navy Yard?
That isn't the way to use it. No. Pick out one man you'd like to marry, and we'll give it to him.
Well, let's see. How about Alan Ladd?
Oh, Alan Ladd. Tootsie, you don't want to rob the cradle.
I do if Alan Ladd's in it.
Well, I think you'd better take someone more mature. How about Victor?
Oh, I love Victor Mature.
Oh, I know just the husband for you. How do you like Humphrey Bogart?
Oh, I'm mad about the boy. Oh, how I loved him in Action in the North Atlantic.
Yeah, hey, if he puts his arms around you, there'll be action in Beverly Hills.
Oh, yes. But he's so tough, I don't think we could get him to swallow the potion.
Oh, that is a problem. Say, I know how we could get Charles Boyer to swallow some.
How?
Put it on Irene Dunn's neck.
But then it'd fall for her.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. What about Walter Pigeon?
Don't even ask. Just give it to him.
You know, Tootsie, your husband doesn't necessarily have to be an actor. I'm very happy with George.
Well, I kind of like actors. Oh, my, it's so hard to decide. Alan Ladd, Humphrey Bogart, Charles Boyer, Walter Pigeon.
Would you rather have a nice butcher?
No, I think one of those will do.
Say, we're not even absolutely certain this love potion will work. Maybe we ought to try it out first, huh?
That's a wonderful idea, Gracie. Who can we try it on?
Well, Oh, it's my precious little ducky.
Gracie, why don't we try a dose of the you-know-what potion on Herman?
Oh, well, that's silly. He's too young to know anything about you-know-what. Oh, I'm sure he's never you-know-whatted.
Maybe he's smarter than you think.
Well, I'll find out. Herman, let's have a little game. Now, suppose you were out in the yard playing with your rubber fish.
Uh-huh.
And a little girl duck came in and sat down beside you.
Uh-huh.
You just keep on playing with your rubber fish, wouldn't you? Herman. Oh, I was wrong, Tootsie. He's old enough. Herman, here, eat some of this. It's very nice. That's a good boy. Well, now how do you feel, baby? My goodness, that's a funny effect.
Yes, love has made me hysterical, but it never gave me the hiccups.
Now we can find out how strong the potion is. I'll call George. Oh, George, would you come in here a minute?
What is it, sweetheart?
Well, I want you to stand there and say, do you love me, Herman?
Are you kidding? That silly duck
Oh, please, George, say it for me.
Oh, all right.
Do you love me, Herman?
Well, that's that. Run along, Herman.
Yeah, run along before I kick you in the giblets. Go on, beat it. Go on.
Well, dear, you can run along, too.
Would you mind telling me what this was all about?
Yes, I would. Goodbye, dear.
This is the silliest house I've ever...
Oh, well, the potion didn't work on Herman. It's lucky you don't want to marry a duck.
Well, we just got to try it out on a man. Who in the world could we get?
I'll go.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail.
Oh, Tootsie, look! A man!
Gee whiz, what's all the excitement? I realize Miss Sagwell isn't used to having a man around, but you, Mrs. Burns, you... Well, I guess you're not either.
I'm fixing it for him, Gracie.
Oh, good. Mr. Postman, we're going to give you a little drink.
Oh, Mrs. Burns, I never touch the stuff. A stimulant is superfluous for a man with my pep and energy.
Here it is, Gracie.
Well, it's only a soft drink, Mr. Postman.
Oh, well, in that case, happy days.
Well, did you like it?
Quite refreshing, Mrs. Burns. As a matter of fact, it tasted like... Pardon me. Soda.
Well, it wasn't. That was a love potion. We're testing it on you to see if it works.
On me? That's very amusing.
What's so funny, Mr. Postman?
A love potion won't work on me.
Why?
Because I'm already the world's most rapturous lover.
Oh, Tootsie, we picked the wrong man.
Yes.
Well, thanks anyway, Mr. Postman.
Oh, that's all right. Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Oh, dear. The love potion didn't work on the postman either. Gracie, I'm beginning to think maybe it's a fake.
Oh, nonsense, Tootsie. It didn't work on the postman because he's already a great lover.
Well, maybe we should try it on somebody who's just the opposite.
That's it. I wonder if George is still home.
But how is will you get George to swallow it?
Oh, well, I'll get him to take a drink of something and slip it into the drink when he isn't looking.
Oh, Gracie, you're wonderful. You're even going to give your own husband a love potion for me.
Well, to tell the truth, Tootsie, it isn't altogether for you.
Oh, I see. Well, while you're trying it on George, I'll phone Bill Goodwin to come over.
Bill Goodwin?
Yes. If the love potion works and you and George start snuggling, I want to have somebody to fall back on.
Well, if you want someone to fall back, I'll call Paul Whiteman. He's softier and roomier.
No, I'll call Bill.
All right. And I'll get George to take a drink and then slip the love potion in it. Sweetheart.
Yeah?
Oh, you look hot. How about a nice glass of ice-cold water?
No, thanks.
Well, it would taste wonderful on a hot day like this.
Cold drinks aren't good for you on a hot day.
Oh. Well, how about a nice glass of hot water?
Don't be silly.
Would you like a glass of ginger ale?
No.
Root beer?
No.
7-Up?
Gracie, what are you up to?
Coca-Cola. Have some?
No, now don't bother me.
A glass of milk, maybe.
Look, I don't want to drink a glass of anything.
Well, I could put it in a saucer and let you lap it up.
Gracie, are you trying to talk me into something?
No, I'm trying to talk something into you.
Gracie, try to understand. I'm not thirsty.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh, George, picture yourself out on the desert. You've been walking for miles. The sun is blistering. There's sand in your mouth. And on you walk in that terrible heat. Now, how do you feel?
My feet hurt.
Dear, I guess I didn't get enough sand in your mouth.
Gracie, will you please explain what this is all about?
Well, of course, dear. Let's discuss it over a bottle of celery top.
Oh, stop. Why all this talk about something to drink? You'd think I was out in a dust bowl without a drop of water. Dust filling my lungs, choking me. Half crazed from thirst. Wandering around in the... Wait a minute, I think I will have a drink.
Oh, that's fine, dear. I'll be back in a second.
Hurry up, will you? This thirst is killing me.
Coming, dear.
Oh, water. I must have water.
Here, dear. Nice cold glass of sauerkraut juice.
Let's have it. Say, what's this white powder in the bottom?
That's sauerkraut.
Well, here goes.
Now, don't drink too much of it, George. You're not as young as you used to be.
Gee, that was good.
Well, do you feel any different, dear?
Different? No.
Well, do you love me more than you ever did?
You know I do.
Well, I can't tell if that came from the heart or a little further down.
Huh?
Oh, excuse me, dear.
Well, did it work, Gracie?
Oh, gee, I don't know, Tootsie.
Hello, girls. Why'd you send for me?
Oh, here, Bill, drink this.
Huh?
Drink it. Tootsie fixed it for you.
Tootsie? Well, okay. Tootsie, here's how.
She just wants to know when.
Ooh, that tasted like soda.
Oh, that was a love potion.
Love potion?
Yeah. Oh, Tootsie, he drank it. Now he'll fall in love with her.
Gee, I believe the love potion really is working. Yeah, Tootsie, let's get married.
You mean it, Bill?
Sure, right away. Get the preacher. Get the license. Hurry up. Stop.
What happened?
It wore off. Goodbye.
That love potion's no good. Now I'll never get married.
Well, don't be upset, Tootsie. So far, we've only tried it on ducks and men.
What's Tootsie bawling about?
Well, Mr. Bolingbroke sold us a love potion.
Bolingbroke, Gracie, that potion is a phony.
It is not. Mr. Bolingbroke said that whenever Betty Grable works at the canteen, she slips it into the soldiers' coffee.
That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Then why do all the soldiers look at her that way?
Look, get on the phone and get that Bolingbroke over here. I'll fix that pool room chiseler and take care of Tootsie at the same time.
You wish to see me, Pringle?
Yes, I do, cue ball. I mixed you a drink of that phony love potion you sold my wife. And if it doesn't work, you go to jail.
Jail?
Yes. Drink it.
Why, of course, certainly. Well, bottoms up.
Oh, look, Georgie has a secret method. Before he drinks it, he blows the foam off the top.
Yes, it's an old Oriental trick.
Well, that was delicious. Yes, and it's working. It's working. I love you, Burns. Well, goodbye.
Come back here. Come back here. Look, cue ball. It's not me. There's a girl in the next room I want you to be in love with. And remember, no love and you go to jail.
Sir, the potion never fails. Come forth, girl of my dreams. Come forth and nestle within my eager arms.
Here I am.
Mr. Burns.
Yes?
You may summon the cops.
Well, hello. Come right in. Oh, George, we've got company.
And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, it's morning at the Burns house, and as George comes downstairs, he sees Gracie about to leave.
Where are you going, Gracie?
Oh, just down to the May Company.
What for?
Oh, to buy something.
What?
Oh, it's just a little straw and a feather, maybe a little fruit and a ribbon.
Gracie, you're not going to get another new hat.
How much you want to bet?
Nothing doing. You've got enough hats. I'm lucky if I get one new hat a year.
Oh, but George, you don't need a hat. You're already so handsome and attractive. You have such a beautiful head, and your face has such strength and character that a hat would only hide your tremendous charm.
That, Gracie, is a lot of malarkey.
Yeah, I know. Did it work?
No. Gracie, you're staying home. Just give me the car keys.
Oh, all right. Here, they're in my purse.
Let me have it.
Oh, wait, I'll just empty it out on the table.
Okay. Is that all you've got in your purse?
Oh, sure. I hate women who carry a lot of junk around.
Gracie, what's this?
A cowbell.
Where'd you get it?
I found it.
Yeah, but why do you carry it around with you?
Well, someday I might find a cow.
Yeah, some farmer might have a hole in his pocket.
Yeah. Oh, here's
Cow
a
might
letter
drop out.
I forgot to mail, George.
What'd you say, dear?
I said, here's a letter I forgot to mail. It's a fan letter to my favorite radio star, Mervyn Greenface.
Mervyn Greenface?
Yes.
Never heard of him.
Haven't you ever heard the girl who says, give me a package of Beeman's Peps and chewing gum, please?
Yeah?
Well, Mr. Greenface is the fellow who gives it to her.
Must get Mervyn's autograph.
Mr. Postman, you answer it, dear, and I'll look for the key.
No, you answer it. That guy drives me crazy when he says,
Good morning, Mrs. Burns.
he sounds like Mussolini must feel.
Well, all right. I'll answer it. Oh, good morning, Mr. Postman.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns. Here's your mail.
Why, Mr. Postman, you sound so different today.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I got a hangover.
Oh, you poor man. There's some tomato juice right here on the table.
Well, hurry, Mrs. Burns. I'm sick as a dog. I feel like I'm going to die.
Well, here you are, Mr. Postman. You just drink this down and you'll be a new man.
Well, thank you very much.
That's the way to drink it, every drop. Now, how do you feel, Mr. Postman?
Oh, much better, Mrs. Burns. Now I'm my strong, virile self again.
Oh, I knew that would do it. Well, goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. Remember, keep smiling.
Oh, dear. Here's the mail, a letter for you.
Thanks. Say, it's lucky you didn't take the car out before this notice came. The insurance is lapsed.
Oh, you mean we carry insurance on our automobile?
Of course we do.
Well, that's a wonderful idea. We collect every time the motor dies, huh?
Yes. Look, I'm going down I better run downtown and take care of the insurance. And I want you to remember, don't touch the car until I get it straightened out.
All right.
Oh, hello, George.
Goodbye, Tootsie.
Gee, Gracie, has George got a chip on his shoulder?
No, that's padding. The tailor tries to make him look healthy.
Well, Gracie, the reason I rushed by, you know that cute little hat you were looking at the maid company?
Yes.
It's been reduced.
No.
Yes. It was $7, and now it's only $6.95.
My goodness, at that price, it'll be snapped up.
Yeah. If you want it, you better drive right down there.
Oh, I can't, Tootsie. George won't let me take the car. You see, our insurance...
Hi, Gracie. Hello, Tootsie.
Oh, hello, Bill. Bill, would you drive Tootsie and me down to the May Company?
Well, gee, I'd love to, Gracie, but my car isn't running.
Your car was all right last night, Bill. I saw you parked on that dark street.
Oh, well, sure, I had to park, Gracie. My car got out of whack.
Oh, whack got out of your car, too.
Well, I'll see you later, girl.
Oh, wait, Bill. Tonight after dinner, I'm going to be alone.
You said it, Tootsie. Goodbye.
Tootsie, come on. Let's take our car, even if it isn't insured. Nothing can happen. I'm a wonderful driver.
Of course you are.
Why, when I drive down the street, the other drivers pull up on the sidewalk to watch me.
Yeah, I know, but if George said you couldn't drive...
Wait a minute. He didn't say you couldn't drive. Come on.
Okay. Oh, but wait, Gracie. I have one weakness. I just can't back out of a garage.
Oh, I'll back out for you. Come on. Tootsie.
Yes?
We both have the same weakness.
After wrecking the car, Gracie and Tootsie went back into the house, where they're now trying to figure out some way to soften the blow for George.
Oh, Gracie, George will be furious. He can't help but notice the broken fenders.
Yeah. And even if he doesn't, when he starts to drive, he's almost certain to miss the back wheels.
I know. We can't keep him from seeing what happened, but we might try to take his mind off it.
See, that's a wonderful idea. For instance, I might try to allure him. I could put on a very sheer negligee.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, we might try to frighten him. You could put on the negligee.
Well, what about getting his sympathy? You could act like you were hurt in the crash.
Oh, well, he'd never believe that. All I got was a tiny bump on the head.
Well, it could be serious. I know a woman who got a little bump on her head and she lost her memory.
Really?
Yes. She didn't know who she was and she couldn't remember anything that happened.
That's very interesting.
Oh, look, Gracie, coming up the steps. It's George.
Well, you slip out the back way, Tootsie. I can handle it.
Gracie, I saw the car. I know you did it, so don't try to deny it. Didn't I tell you not to touch that car?
Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing in this house?
Why, I live here.
Then what am I doing in this house?
For Pete's sake, what's wrong with you, sweetheart?
How dare you call me sweetheart, stranger?
Stranger? Have you gone crazy?
I don't know. There was a crash. I hit my head. That's all I remember.
You hit your head? And you don't remember me?
I don't even know your name.
Amnesia. That's what it is. Amnesia.
How do you do, Mr. Amnesia?
That's not my name. I'm George Burns. I'm your husband.
You're my husband?
Yes.
Oh, please.
This is awful. Look, isn't there something about me that's familiar?
No, and there better not be, stranger.
You've got to snap out of this. Here, why don't you take a look in this mirror?
My, what a beautiful girl. Who is she?
That's you.
Oh, flatterer.
Please, Gracie, try to remember who you are. Wait, I've got it. I'll bring in somebody you're bound to recognize. Oh, Herman. Oh, Herman. Gracie, look. This is your little boy. Your son. What's the matter?
He looks like a duck.
He is a duck. And you're his mother.
Oh, that's silly. I don't know who I am, but I do know I've never laid an egg.
This is awful. Herman, say something to your mama. Doesn't that bring back anything to you, Gracie? Don't you remember how you always protected him when I got sore? Don't you remember how you always kept me from serving him for dinner?
No, I don't.
Your mother has lost her memory, Herman. Try talking to her just once more.
I'm sorry, but I've never seen him before.
Oh, the poor little thing. Well, don't worry, Herman. After all, you've still got me. Well, I asked for it. Look, Gracie, just sit down here and rest. I'll go and call a doctor.
Oh, Herman. Herman, it's just a game, darling. I know who you are. Well, of course. You're Mama's precious little ducky, and Mama loves you better than anything in the whole world. You see, I'm just pretending I lost my memory so Daddy won't be mad at me. I wrecked his car.
I called the doctor. Hey, you're laughing together. Gracie, your memory is back. Now, about the car.
Who are you?
Oh, you stay here, darling. I'll answer it.
Greetings, friend Burns.
Oh, beat it, cue ball. I've got enough trouble already.
One moment, my dear sir. Recently, I borrowed from you the sum of $5. And when I told you I'd repay you today, you laughed.
I certainly did.
Well, I am now in a position to bring more laughter into your life. I need another $5.
Bowling broke. Will you get out of here? Didn't I tell you I've had enough trouble? My wife has amnesia.
No. Lost her memory, eh? Oh, the pity of it. And to think that only yesterday she borrowed $5 from me.
That's a lie.
Oh, well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Look, bowling broke. Why don't you go in and talk to Gracie? If you can bring back her memory, I'll give you $50.
50 crisp Verdant dollars? Where is she?
Right in that room.
I shall call you the moment success crowns me efforts. Oh, lovely lady, I greet you. I am here.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bolingbroke.
You remember who I am?
Well, of course.
Veritably, my face is my fortune. Oh, friend Barnes.
Yes?
I'll trouble you for the $50, me good sir. The patient is completely cured.
Gracie!
Who are you?
Cue ball, what are you trying to pull here?
But you knew me a moment ago. Please, leave me alone with her again.
Okay, but I'm warning you. Don't pull another phony.
Again. $50 slipping through my fingers. Please, my dear, just relax. Try to think.
About what, Mr. Bolingbroke?
You've got it again.
I always had it.
Burns, come in here. Speak to her.
Gracie!
Who are you?
Get out of here, you tit.
Well, the psychiatrist finally arrived and is now talking to George about Gracie's amnesia.
Now, Mr. Burns, if we can just stimulate your wife's memory, perhaps we can effect a cure. Tell me, what did she do before she was married?
We were in vaudeville together.
Ah, that may be it. Can you remember your old act?
Why, sure. I'd come out alone at the opening and I'd sing, How do Mr. and Mrs. Audience? It is now my time to perform, and I'll present to you a little review in style, originality, and form. Then Gracie would come out.
Rather risky after a thing like that, wasn't it?
Why, it was great. And then we'd tell a few jokes. I'd say to her, what's the easiest way to raise corned beef and cabbage? And she'd say, with a knife and fork, and the audience would die.
Suicide, no doubt. Well, at any rate, I think we're on the right track. Now go into your wife's room and go right into your opening number. It may bring her memory back as suddenly as she lost it.
Swell, Doc. Gee, I hope it works.
How do, Mr. and Mrs. Audience? It is now my time to perform, and I'll present to you a little review in style, originality, and form. Well?
Who are you?
I'm your husband. Don't you remember our old vaudeville days? Don't you remember that we got married while we were playing Poughkeepsie?
Oh, you must have the wrong girl. I don't know how to play Poughkeepsie.
Gracie, I'm talking about the stage. Don't you remember that your father sent you to dramatic school at the age of 8?
My, I had a young father, didn't I?
Gracie, what's the easiest way to raise corned beef and cabbage?
Oh, well, now you're just being silly.
I used to ask you that on the stage, and you'd say with a knife and fork.
Why would I say a thing like that?
To make the people laugh.
I'll bet it didn't work.
Well, I give up. I'll be back in a little while.
Any luck, Mr. Burns?
None at all. She keeps asking me who I am. She doesn't even know I'm her husband.
Possibly you could recall her honeymoon to her. If you could make her remember those glorious 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever it was.
Doc, we were in vaudeville. It was a half a day.
Oh, I see. Well, no matter. That's something a woman always remembers, even if it's only subconsciously. You've got to bring that honeymoon back.
Okay, I'll try. Gracie, I want you to think very hard. Does the Hotel St. Elmo mean anything to you?
The Hotel St. Elmo.
Yes.
A little hotel in a small town.
Yes.
Red carpeting on the stairs.
Yes.
Room 206.
That's right.
A man. I remember a man.
That's it.
Who are you?
Oh, Gracie, don't you remember? I was the man in your hotel room.
You were?
Yes. Ouch.
Well, next time don't get so fresh.
This is murder. It's no use, Doc. The honeymoon didn't work either.
Well, don't give up, Mr. Burns. There must be a way. Do any members of her family live here?
No, but here's an album full of their pictures.
Good. Take it into her and let her look at them.
Okay. Gracie, I've got some pictures to show you. Look, here's your sister Bessie.
Oh, I like her. What a sweet, shy, old-fashioned girl.
Yes.
And I like the sailor whose lap she's sitting on.
Yes.
And I like the Marine who's sitting on her lap.
Yes. Do you remember her?
No.
Well, here's a picture of your brother Willie's grammar school graduation class. He's the one on the end of the front row.
Oh, my, doesn't he stand out? The rest of the class is just ordinary, but he looks so distinguished with his cigar and gray hair.
Great kid. Remember him?
No.
But you must remember. They're your brother and sister.
Oh, how do I know they are?
Because I told you so.
Who are you?
Oh, what's the use? Well, Doc, that one. Oh, hello, Bill.
Hey, George, what's the trouble? What's the doctor doing here?
Oh, Gracie's got amnesia. She bumped her head that made her forget that I'm her husband.
Well, let her alone, George. If you cure her, she'll only hit herself on the head again.
This is driving me nuts. Can't you remember anything?
Just something about a car and somebody who was going to be mad at me, that's all.
Who cares about the car? If you got your memory back, you could wreck a dozen cars.
Pardon me, Mr. Burns, but this lad came to the door with a parcel for your wife.
Yeah, it's a hat from the May Company. Miss Sagwell had it sent out to Mrs. Burns.
Well, look, my wife's not well, son. She doesn't remember anything about a hat, so take it back.
Oh, wait! I think my memory's coming back.
Aha! We found the formula, Mr. Burns. It's the hat.
Yes, it all comes back to me now. I'm Gracie and you're George. You're my darling husband and I love you.
The memory is back. Well, hallelujah. All right, son, you can take the hat back to the store now.
Take it back?
Kiss me, Gracie.
Who are you?
I think I see when the hat leaves, the memory goes with it. Son, bring that hat back again.
Oh, yes, my memory's coming back again. You're my husband and I love you. Pay him for my hat, George.
Who are you?
Huh?
What am I doing here?
Well, you live here, sweetheart.
How dare you call me sweetheart, stranger?
Oh,
yeah.